Alright, chat. What is happening? What's popping? We are going to be trying something new today. Also, what's going on? What's happening? So, we're going to be playing Breakers. But also, we are going to actually be trying something new with chat. So, I wanted to try something that I've seen quite a few people do. So, this isn't like a new thing or anything that I'm like the first one to try or anything like that. But that's something I thought would be really fun. It would help me like always have something to talk about on stream. So this might be something we're doing for a little bit. I'll kind of see how everybody likes it, that type of thing. But so I'm actually going to have some videos, YouTube videos I've been wanting to watch. Playing while I'm playing the game, and I'll kind of commentate on them, and I might pause it to talk about it and that type of thing. So yeah, we're gonna hop into Breakers here. And the first video I wanted to watch, actually... Oh, give me 1 second. Like that? Give me 1 second. I apologize. I'm figuring out how I want this to look real quick. I think I want this a tad to the left. See how that looks. And Breakers. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'm figuring out my shit here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get this. Oop. Avatar is pretty much what I want it to be. I apologize, this is taking a minute, chat. Okay, so that's about close enough. It's about more or less where I want it. Okay. So, let's see here. The first video we are going to watch is going to be from my boy Sensei. The homie Sensei. He makes really funny content. If you've ever watched like CJ the Champ, somebody like that, it's very similar. They're usually like really comedic reviews of like an anime or something. But this is his most savage I'm him moments. So I'm assuming this is more just a collection of moments that we're gonna be watching. But yeah, let's hop into it. Let me turn this down a tad so it's not like fucking blasting. I need to finish the Jakka movie, actually. That's one of the ones that's on my list. But I agree with that. That like this has been a really good year to be an anime fan, all in all. To be honest. Give me 1 second. Also, can y'all hear the video okay?
Yo, first up on the list, we got to talk about something a little crazy, a little exquisite. There's this new anime that I've been watching recently called Shangri-La Frontier. Now, basically, to give y'all a premise of what this anime is about, it's on Crunchyroll if y'all want to go see it. There's this character by the name of...
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to figure out why this audio isn't going through. So you can't hear it. Okay, try this again.
The moments, these are the wildest I'm him moments in anime. Let's get it. Yo, first up on the list, we gotta talk about something a little crazy, a little exquisite. There's this new anime that I've been watching recently called Shangri-La Frontier. Now, basically, to give y'all a premise of what this anime is about, it's on Crunchyroll if y'all want to go see it. There's this character by the name of Sanraku who plays very bad games. I mean, he goes to GameStop and he don't be looking for no good games. He walk in that bitch looking for straight trash, garbage. You know, those really bad games that everybody thought were going to be good, but they ended up ass, like Gotham Knights, Destiny 2, Fallout 76. That one Demon Slayer game that's really just Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. That one JJK game that's also Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm. There's a lot of trash ass Naruto. All right, that's besides the point. He be playing trash games, but this time he decided that he wanted to play a AAA game, a game that's popular, a game with good mechanics, and he goes in and he beats the shit out of almost everybody he encounters. This I'm him moment is exquisite because we got some Raku in this game, and this is the first time he's encountered a boss, the Ravenous Python, and this nigga was going crazy. Man, I don't know what the fuck you're saying over there. If somebody got subtitles, he said, "Is that a hat?"
Okay, there we go. I finally got it working.
What type of freaky ass shit is that? Who the fuck said that? Anyways, man, that don't fucking matter, bro. This is my first boss in this game, and it's a big ass snake. You wouldn't happen to be a child molester under that snake outfit, right? Like, I'm not about to start fighting you and Orochimaru's gonna pop out. So this man Sanraku, he walked up and see this big ass snake. He jumped straight past it. Like, hold on, this freaky ass nigga licking his lips at me. So we initiate his tap step, and he about to move fast as shit. Look at this nigga, bro. You know a dude is moving fast when he got better reflexes than a snake. Bro out here fighting Orochimaru's spirit animal and going ham. So this motherfucking snake launch at him. He go to cut it with his dagger. That bitch break in half instantly. He like, oh hell no. So when I'm him moment fashion, this nigga pull out a weapon that he was holding in. Earlier in this season, he fought this fucking bunny that had a Vorpal dagger. Oh yeah, you know my man got them shits. Bro pulled the Vorpal joints out, and I don't know if y'all know about Vorpal daggers, but they be doing a lot of damage, critical damage. So this nigga pulled a Vorpal dagger out. He stabbed this nigga with lightning. I'm like, oh shit, he kind of putting that pain in. The next thing you know, the snake vomit on him. That motherfucker drank too much lean. He out here looking like a little pump. So this nigga threw up on him, bro. Now he poisoned. So he's like, all right, I only got a little bit of time before this poison killed me. Nigga, I feel like I'm in Pokemon Fire Red right now. Every step I take, I'm taking damage and shit. So this new Sanraku realized that he has to get this nigga the fuck out of here, bro. I gotta pack him up before I die. So he stabs him in his hide. Now, he got an open wound here. He like, all right, I can just spam critical hits. So he's spamming them bitches. Mink. Putting in a lot of pain on this dude. And then that motherfucking snake regenerated. He like, oh, hell no. This motherfucker out here healing himself. So the snake go bite this nigga. You think it's over in this moment. I'm not gonna hold you, but this dude is not playing. So Raku was in his mouth. Stops this nigga with the dagger. Then he puts one of them up and grabs this motherfucker's hair. And I'm like, okay, hold on. What, he about to take this nigga weave? Nah, he stabbed this dude dead in his eye, bro. He put this nigga out of his fucking misery. One hit, and this dude levels up twice. Bro, you really gotta be a I'm him nigga, bro, to fight the first boss in the game way before the level requirement. And also, it's meant for 3 people, bro. This nigga was out here fighting a raid boss by himself. Bro grabbed his motherfucking Remy ponytail, bro, and stabbed him dead in his eye. Now this motherfucking snake gotta walk around like Slick Rick. Nah, scratch that. That snake not even walking around anymore. That nigga is in the upper room like that movie Life with Martin and Eddie Murphy. This nigga is dead. But for beating a raid boss, when I needed 3 to 4 people and he was under level, that nigga Sanraku is really him. Moving on in our I'm him moments, bro. We gotta talk about somebody from one of my favorite, and I mean favorite animes, bro. OG Dragon Ball, bro. First and foremost, so we have to have a moment of silence for my man Toriyama.
Bro, RIP does it go?
All right, let's get it. Now, I'm excited to talk about this moment here because I'm working on a giant hood review right now. And it's going to be a huge tribute to Toriyama. I'm doing a hood review from everything from the beginning of OG Dragon Ball all the way to the end of Dragon Ball Z, bro. This is probably going to be like a 2 or 3 hour video. And I know y'all going to rock with that shit. No cap. But because I've been watching OG Dragon Ball, I seen a moment that reminded me of somebody that was truly him, bro. My guy, General Tao. Now in this moment, first and foremost, before we even go any further, we got to ask a very important question to my man Toriyama. Now hold on, now I know you done passed away and you're my guy, bro, but why the hell It's Shaquille O'Neal and Dragon Ball, bro. Who the fuck is this? Shaq Attack, you know, your boy Shaq, he in OG Dragon Ball. You know, I've been putting that pain in since 95. You know what I'm saying? Your boy Shaq, they called up, you know, Toriyama hit my manager up, asked me if I wanted to be in Dragon Ball. You know your boy Shaq couldn't turn it down. Now your boy Shaq in Dragon Ball playing for the Guangdong Tigers. Yo, Shaq, I appreciate the explanation, but why they make your lips look like that, gang? I'm just saying. So anyways, we got Shaquille O'Neal talking to General Tao. You know, they basically recruiting my nigga to do something for him, but you know, Tao got to show off real quick and show these niggas why he's truly that guy. We also got this short dude right here. I forgot his name in a moment, but he got a Slick Rick eye patch on, and he also ginger. This nigga is definitely Irish. Ain't no doubt about it. So this man Tao go to this little pillar. Now he walk up to the pillar. He poke it with his finger, and then he kick the bottom with his small ass toe. I'm like, okay, what is he doing? Why is he touching the pillar like that? But then this nigga backs up after barely touching this pillar and breaks this shit, picks it up with ease. Now I'm not gonna lie, this pillar looks like it's probably at least, I would say at least like 300, 400, 500 pounds, but this is a pillar that was holding up a fucking building. It might be bigger than that. This man Tao picks it up with ease, bro. He grabbed that bitch like I be grabbing my meat when I'm with your auntie, and he throws it. Now I'm like, okay, why'd he throw it? After he throws this pillar, this nigga General Tao, and I'm not talking about General Tao's chicken, nigga. General Tao, he catches up to the pillar and then jumps on it and starts riding it like a surfboard, bro. This nigga was listening to Beyonce the whole time. Surfboard, riding on it, riding on it. Bro, this nigga out here riding on the pillar like it's a one-way ride to whatever destination he get to. Bro, why you gotta fly, or why you need a flying Nimbus when you can just throw the pillar and ride on it? That shit don't make any sense, bro. So he just literally sitting here. That shit don't make any sense. That man was literally just sitting there riding the fucking pillar. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, pause on that. That was kind of crazy. But that's besides the point. My dude Tao was definitely him, bro. That was one of the cleanest things I've ever seen in anime, bro. But you know what it is super clean, bro? We gotta talk about this, editor, before we even get into this, bro. For this, you're gonna have to use the goddamn, I don't know, bro. You're gonna have to use still images. Do not put any anime clips in this shit, bro, because every time I put any solo leveling stuff in my videos, they take it down, bro. I'm gonna need you to go and use nothing but memes and still screenshots of this shit, bro, respectfully, bro, because they out here disrespecting me, bro. No cap. But my man Sung Jin Woo was truly him when he went against those C-rank motherfucking hunters, bro. So stop playing with my guys. So here my dude Sung Jin Woo go, bro. Now I'm not gonna lie, my man Sung Jin Woo needed to get some money, so he went on this little D-rank raid, bro. So we get in here now, they basically think that he's the weakest hunter in the world, so they got him carrying shit. Now there's this other little dude that's a D-rank there, but that motherfucker got a shield, armor, you know what I'm saying, fancy ass sword and everything. He basically is the son of some rich nigga, bro. But my guy Sung Jin Woo was still rocking with him because he was a cool dude. They end up encountering the boss of the dungeon. Now the problem is these C-rank guys are basically fucking over new players. They're fucking over new hunters, bro. So these motherfucking guys basically will bring these new guys in, take them to the boss, and have them get killed as a distraction so they can basically come in, finish the boss up, or basically not have to do much of anything. Now my man Sung Jin Woo was not going for that shit, bro. So he ends up defeating the fucking spider, which is crazy, but it makes sense. We seen how powerful my man Sung Jin Woo has gotten recently. So them dudes come in and the boss starts talking to him instantly. Man, what the fuck? Oh, y'all really beat the spider? Oh, it must have been this D-rank nigga. Hey, D-rank nigga, you beat the spider? Nigga, you out here beating spiders and shit, man. I'm proud of you, man. Hey, listen, dog. I'm gonna keep it real with you. We're gonna kill you and Sung Jin Woo, but there's a way that you can survive. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you gotta do is murder Sung Jin Woo, bro, and we'll let you slide. Now I ain't talking about electric slide, nigga. This ain't no dance move. What do you mean I have to kill Sung Jin Woo? I kind of like him. Hey, the fuck? Now what you mean you like him? You met that nigga today. You don't know that nigga? I don't know you guys. I mean, touche, nigga, but man, that's besides the point, man.
Valid point.
Look at this motherfucker. He an E-rank. You know what the fucking E stand for? Honestly, it stand for in his fucking life, man. Fuck this nigga. So this dude Sung Jin Woo was like, oh, so y'all niggas trying to kill me. And he ends up getting this quest. Now, you know, my man Sung Jin got these dumbass quest things. They pop up and they tell him he got to do shit. Now he pop up and he like, all right, fuck these niggas. So that thing pop up, and he basically like, fuck these niggas, because if he doesn't kill them all, his heart's gonna stop. The goal is to kill him. He's like, all right, so if I don't kill him, I'ma die. But if I also sit here and I spare him, I'm still gonna die. I mean, either way, I'ma die. So he like, fuck it, I'ma smoke these niggas. Bro, the one dude walk up, and I'm like, okay, how is this gonna start, bro? He put his arm around my man Sung Jin Woo, and bro put this dagger up to his head, and with the slickest flick of his wrist, cuts this nigga's entire head off. I mean, beheads him. He turned this nigga into Ned Stark that fast. As soon as he killed that nigga, that shit said 1 out of 6 on this quest, bro. You know what type time he on. So this nigga come out, he got a goddamn crossbow machine gun. He like, my man Sung Jin like, huh, blah, 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 blah. He run past these 2 niggas and stab them real slightly. But you gotta remember, his dagger got poison in it, so these niggas is vomiting, fucking throwing up blood and shit, they're dead. Them niggas was throwing up blood like they from Compton, so he killed a dude with the magic too. Speed blitz, smoke his ass, and all we got left is the boss. This nigga is big as shit. He like, yo, Captain Wong, I'ma keep it real with you, gang. You strong as shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you definitely been on them PEDs. You big as hell, you buff. You out here doing your thing and all that. But nigga, you tried to kill me 3 fucking times, nigga. And you asking for mercy, you hoe ass nigga. Bro, when I tell you, this man Sung Jin Woo grabbed this nigga face like he was stiff arming somebody in the NFL. Look at him standing there menacing. Got one eye glowing and shit. Nigga, you try to kill me 3 times, nigga. I don't know what fucking mercy is. And he cuts this nigga head clean off. I mean, blood everywhere, bro. Editor, you gonna have to censor the shit out of this video. But for killing all of those C-rank hunters while being E-rank and trash, for surviving and killing a boss in the same fucking instant, Sung Jin Woo is truly him. Now, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. This next guy, I mean, everybody is familiar with this. I've talked about Shibuya art, cause you know, that shit is insane. I mean, one of the hardest things I've ever seen in fucking anime, bro. But we gotta talk about how my man Sukuna is truly him. Not only did he circumnavigate the end of Shibuya, I mean, he punished Jogo. He then also had a 1v1 against Maharaga, one of the strongest beings in all of JJK. I knew this nigga Sukuna was truly him when this nigga Jogo literally was so scared of this nigga and doubted himself so much because of that gap in strength, he didn't even use his domain expansion. This man Sukuna, as soon as the episode started, was ready to get on this man Jogo ass immediately. Now this man Jogo out here looking like Krakatawa, nigga out here looking like Squidward with the volcano suit on. I'm not gonna hold you, but that's besides the point. This man Sukuna was talking spicy off the early. Can y'all niggas hear me? Hey Jogo, where the fuck is you at, you bitch ass nigga? Man, who the fuck is you talking to, man? No. Oh, is that Sukuna? Hey man, big dog. Hey, relax, nigga. Hey. This nigga Sukuna was on Jogo ass, bro. Instantly, bro, chasing this nigga around. Bro, he was slicing this nigga up with ease. Look how he cut this nigga arm off like this. I mean, luckily my man Jogo can regenerate, bro, but that shit was out of pocket. He is literally chasing this man Jogo around. Jogo is shooting fire at this nigga at every angle. And Sukuna is not phased at all. He's just walking around with his hands in his fucking pockets. This looks even cooler because obviously he has Yuji's body, bro. And you know, my nigga Yuji look cool besides his big ass boots, but that's besides the point. So he throw this nigga Jogo into a fucking building, bro. Tossing him into cars and shit. Jogo is terrified. He laying. Hit this nigga into the ground. Now my man Ghetto said that this man Jogo is about as strong as like 8 or 9 fingers. But come on, bro. We obviously know that that shit's not true, bro. But this man Jogo does look clean as shit right now. He came in fucking surfing on lava, bro. He kind of going crazy right now. Bro out here talking about Cowabunga on the flames. So this man Sukuna jumping around, bro, dodging everything that this dude Jogo is throwing at him. Obviously, that shit is not going to do anything. So Jogo say, fuck it, bro. He start picking up the buildings that's next to Sukuna with these big ass magma hands. And he try to hit him with that clamp. This man Sukuna cut that shit up, bro, looking like Jesus, bro. You see how this man landed in between that shit? Like he was in a crucifixion position? Hell no. That man Sukuna moving like a fucking deity, bro. Jogo the entire time having an internal dialogue. He like, damn, I knew I was weaker, nigga, but I didn't know it was to this extent. This nigga out here making me look like a fucking baby. It's like the world's strongest man fighting through a wet paper towel right now. Did this nigga just knock my fucking jaw off my face? Bro, that man Sukuna hit this dude Jogo and detached his fucking jaw, bro. Look how he's holding him from the back of his hood like he a little guy. That man Jogo terrified right now. All he wants to do is be like, my fault, OG. Nigga looking terrible right now. So my man Jogo said, fuck that, and use the Supreme Art Meteor, bro. He picked the fucking Meteor up. You doing all this extra shit and not using your domain expansion is insane. I feel bad for Jogo because he's beating sorcerers, bro. Like, this nigga is definitely putting that pain in on a lot of niggas. It's just when you fight a top tier nigga, bro, you're gonna lose. And that nigga ran into Gojo and then ran into fucking Sukuna back to back. 2 fights in the show against the 2 strongest niggas, bro. That shit is insane. None of that shit matters though. My man Sukuna said, stop fucking playing with me and hit this nigga with a flame arrow, bro. Hit this man with fire. The fucking lava guy. Hit the lava guy with fire. Bro, I'm not gonna hold you, bro. Respectfully, I'm not going out by the same element that I use, bro, but that's just me. This man really hit him with a flame arrow, bro. And bro just sat there, took that shit, bro. He had a whole monologue with himself, started imagining all of his friends and shit, and got...
Nah, so... this moment was wild. Because, like, getting got by your literal same element is fucking insane. Because that implies that, so that implies that Jogo would be, resistant to the fire, right? So, he had to match you in your own element, and then be strong enough to overdo your fire resistance or whatever. Like, that is wild. That is insane.
Smoked. Damn. Well, let that shit happen to me, though. But for beating the shit out of this man Jogo, circumnavigating Shibuya, and then also surviving Maharaga, my man Sukuna is truly him. I'm not gonna lie, this next one is out of fucking pocket, bro. So we got my man Mark and Omni-Man versus the Viltrumites. I'm not gonna hold you. My man Mark was out here acting like a big baby back bitch. Now my man Omni-Man told him, man, listen, Mark, it's gonna come a time, son, where you gonna have to really fight some niggas. Now they gonna be beating your ass, and you might die. But you gotta fight like your life depends on it. Because if you don't, nigga, you're gonna die. This nigga Mark just nodding his head, bro. He's like, all right, bro, you wanna fight like you a bitch. You see what happens. You getting beat by one. This motherfucking woman Viltrumite is beating the shit out of Mark right now. Look at how she's choking this nigga. Bro, this dude Mark looking bad, bro. You know Omni-Man had to jump in that shit. Like, Mark, hoe ass nigga, I told you to fight like you mean it. He getting the shit beat out of his ass, bro. Now, you know, my nigga Nolan over there kind of getting punished right now, too, a little bit. This motherfucker.
Now, to be fair, Nolan did tell him, he's like, yo, dog, you're really going to want to fight with your whole chest when you fight these motherfuckers, because, like, they are wild. Also, sweet, Dragon Ball. And then, you know, Mark didn't take him that seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Grabbing his throat. He like, nigga, if you don't get your motherfucking hands off me, bitch. So he throw him off him. He knocking to the bitch with the ponytail. We like, Mark, the fuck is you doing, bitch? You gotta fucking fight. You holding back and shit. You wearing this dumbass uniform and shit. Look at, she done knocked your fucking goggle off your face. Man, get the fuck up and fight, nigga. Mark, listen, I ain't gonna lie to you. If you get your ass beat by these niggas, I'm gonna beat your ass next. And I know you don't want me to rerun that shit like we did in Chicago, nigga. You want me to put your fucking head through an airplane this time? Man, Dad, come on, son. All right, you ain't gotta do that shit up. Man, motherfucker, stop being a bitch. Out here fucking hoeing around and shit. Look at these motherfuckers, man. They ready to kill you. And you just standing there acting like a bitch ass nigga. Acting like you can't fight a woman, man. God damn, get your head in the game. So Omni-Man just dust off, bro. And the shorty come back and start beating this nigga Mark up again, bro. Hitting him with her fucking hair, cutting him and shit. I'm like, God damn. If you don't fucking fight, Mark, you're being a hoe right now. Mark said, man, fuck that. He move out the way. Weave. Start rocking her ass. Come here.
Hey, boo,
boo. Oh my God, he's on her ass right now. Oh, this is domestic violence. I'm not gonna lie, yo. You beating the shit out of her dumb ass. I ain't know my man Mark was related to Chris Brown, so he grabbed her by the ponytail, throw her into a pillar. I'm like, oh shit. He kind of beating the shit out of her dumb ass right now. Now he over there whooping her ass while my man Omni-Man whooping his ass. But the problem is, bro, Mark is too scared to kill, bro. So she done snapped this dumb ass. Now you on the ground looking all
yeah, I consider that to be like a good thing with the YouTube streams. I like that if I'm talking about a topic, right? Chat, if they don't, god damn, she got smoked. if I'm talking about a topic, right, and somebody in chat messes like what I said specifically, they can rewind it and catch up on whatever I'm talking about. Obviously, that means they'll be behind for a little bit, but like I think that's that's a fair trade-off. But yeah, what's happening, Britt? What's popping? I actually didn't expect you to pop in just because of how late this stream is, but I definitely appreciate you. What's happening? How'd your day go? All that fun stuff. Sorry I didn't get to stay in your stream too long this morning. I had work, all that fun jazz.
Poked up, yo, she done jugged his ass like Kevin Gates. Luckily, my man Omni-Man, he stepped up, bro, when it matters, bro. He was like, get the fuck off my son, bitch. Grabbed her dumb ass. Come here. Fucking killed her, elbowed her dead in her fucking mouth. Stop playing with my nigga fucking Nolan, Big Nolan. And for saving his son while also defeating the other two Viltrumites, I mean, he did, get fucked up by Steve Harvey. But that's besides the point. But you know what I'm saying? For saving Martin and for beating the shit out of her dumb ass, my man Omni-Man, it's really him. Now, I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of different I'm him moments in anime and comics and movies and all types of shit. And if y'all want me to cover those, let's get this to at least 3,000 likes. Until next time, stay him, nigga. You feel me? Himothy Turner, Himsky.
That fucking
bye.
Dragon Ball. That's crazy. So, that was that one. That was really good. Sensei's videos are pretty much always really good, to be honest. Him and CJ are a couple of those YouTubers that like anytime they put out content, I know it's gonna be good. So let's see here. A couple things here, but like I think my next one is gonna be this one right here. I don't know why you were jumping like 30 minutes in, but okay.
Is your number one goal in life through everything work?
Yeah, I think every part of my life kind of revolves around it. People like this will say, "Oh yeah, that's not healthy."
So we're gonna watch this video. I think this is Turkey Tom is a video essay YouTuber that I watch quite often. I think this is gonna be kind of an interview style thing with Destiny. Which Destiny is a politics streamer that I'm actually a really big fan of. Anyway, it knows me knows I'm a decently big fan of him. I think this is like an interview style video because I know Tom's been like trying to get into that style of video. So this will be very interesting to see what he has to say about some of Destiny's past drama, like Live and all that type of stuff. And I know he had his big drama with his ex-wife here recently, so this will be very interesting to see. I think we'll probably end up watching the whole thing because the streams are usually 4 hours anyways. So I think a 2 hour 41 is probably fine. But I will probably be pausing a little bit.
Is your number one goal in life through everything work?
Yeah, I think every part of my life kind of revolves around it. People like this will say, "Oh yeah, that's not."
So, sorry, I'm already pausing. But like, one thing I always respect about Destiny a lot is that this man is like always working. Always. Every time I pop into a stream, this man's doing research for debate or something, or he's setting something up, or he's having a panel, going over drama or something. Like, he is always doing something. So yeah, I always respect that a lot.
Not healthy.
If you don't like the Constitution, that's on you. Really? Then why are you saying that Section 3 of Amendment 14 requires a conviction?
Past few years, you've had a lot of drama. You just had a big one with
the big one?
Melina. Aw, my Steven. Ultimately, what I'm getting at is like, where do your priorities really lie?
They definitely lie with work, 100%.
Well, you're kind of a nice guy.
No, that's gonna be cut.
What are you doing?
This is what we do to libtards. I'm gonna go get him. I will defend America.
I'm gonna fight with Nancy Pelosi.
Dancer, I'm already. Look cool.
This silly ass jacket.
This is my shooting jacket.
Oh, okay, just
Sighting my target. Okay, try to be a safe gun owner. Jesus.
I need you to back the fuck up.
Yes. I can't. I'm trying to do one more.
no!
Turn way the fuck up. Cool.
Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II, born December 12, 1988, known online as Destiny, is an American live streamer and political commentator. He was among the first people to stream video games online full-time and received attention as a pioneer of the industry. Since 2016, he's garnered further attention for streaming political debates with other online personalities, in which he advocates for progressivism and liberal politics. At least, that's what Wikipedia says. In reality, Destiny is all of those things.
So before he starts here, I know this is probably about what he's going to say. Destiny's very interesting to watch because he's very much a lefty in, like, his beliefs. However, he's very, like, and how he talks and everything, he's very edgy. Like, if you just heard him talk... No, I'll take this. It means, if you just hear him talk, he very much sounds like how you would expect, like, a more of a right-wing person talk. Like, he talks very edgy, and he's not afraid to, like, scream at people and get really toxic and everything. Which is part of the reason I like watching him. So that's something that's always very interesting. That, like, the way he conducts himself is definitely not typically how a lefty would. But his actual belief, god damn it, his actual beliefs and stuff are very much progressive. You cocksucker. I hate it.
And he's also a very controversial person. While he is a progressive, he's also very edgy.
At Destiny, you said like 1 month ago.
I mean, he was reading it. You wasn't supposed to say that. Don't read it, bro.
Which sort of puts him at odds with a lot of the other left-leaning people online. His community has been the birth of various popular streamers like Hassan Piker and Vosh, both of which Destiny has been at odds with for years, despite their initial interactions being friendly.
Nothing I do is performative. I'm not going to, for instance, I'll use Hassan as an example. I'm not going to talk to a black person like Trihex and say, hey, the N-word, it's always... What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. Liar, dude.
He's also been the subject of online mockery due to his marriage.
I'm sorry, that remains to be one of my favorite fucking clips of all time. Jesus Christ. That shit is so funny. God damn it, bro. Yeah, I don't have a lot of comment on that. I don't know, I'm gonna rewind that. That is one of my favorite clips. That shit is so funny.
Which is
liar, dude. Person like I'm not going to, for instance, I'll use Hassan as an example. I'm not going to talk to a black person like Trihex and say, hey, the N-word, it's always... What a fucking liar, dude. What a fucking Weasley little liar, dude. Liar, dude.
He's also been the subject of online mockery due to his marriage, which is an open one, in which he and his wife Melina see other people. Well, I guess I should say ex-wife, as they're now divorced, and she seemingly left him for some...
So, I always thought this was wild, right? That, like, a lot of people want to comment on his, like, how, like, moral his relationship is or whatever, right? Just because it's open. But it's, like, really just because they don't like him as a person. Which I think that's kind of cringe. Like, I think that's super cringe. I don't know. I can't imagine being that upset that somebody's in an open relationship, right? And you, like, use that as the excuse that you don't like him, but, like, really you don't like him as a person. Because, like, at that point, just say you don't like him as a person. Like, it's not that deep. You know what I mean?
Someone who is 1 day away from taking hormones. Melina then demanded that Destiny send her $100,000 as compensation for their marriage, or something. His streams have also been plagued by a revolving door of friendship and hookup drama, with various individuals trying to come for his career with a litany of allegations. Despite the controversy, he's reaching a sort of new career high, debating various popular right-wing figures like Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson, being interviewed on every podcast under the sun, and his YouTube channel is getting upwards of 10 to 15 million views every month. He's sort of an unavoidable force online at this point. It feels like he's got a hand in everything. So I set out to find out who the true Destiny really is, starting with his debate with Alex Jones of InfoWars.
We're here in Texas filming his debate with Alex.
So I did actually watch this debate when it happened. So I think this footage is from a while ago. This was kind of a wild debate to watch, to be honest. This is kind of a crazy one to watch. It's always hard to watch anything with Alex Jones just because of how fucking over the top he is. Because Alex Jones is one of these people that's very, like, super over the top and hysterical, like, every fucking time I watch him and stuff they did. So it's so hard to watch him in debates and stuff.
Alex Jones. Here at the InfoWars studio, security is extremely tight. They take it very seriously. They made sure that we didn't film outside because I assume there's crazy people trying to mess with them all the time. But it's a very high budget thing they've got. I cannot imagine a greater matchup of people. Destiny, the ultimate libtard. Alex Jones, the ultimate chud. They're gonna be going head to head talking about the insurrection at the Capitol. And it's actually January 6th right now, 2024. It is the memorial, the hallowed days of the chud insurrection. I know Glenn Greenwald is gonna be involved in this in some way, who I believe was a part of the Snowden leaks. The Krasenstein twins, who were like some Trump Twitter reply guys, are going to be involved in some way. So we've got an exclusive behind the scenes look. Should be spicy, should be fire. What is Zero Hedge?
It's the media company that's producing these like X live debates.
Okay.
So like they did one with like Laura Loomer and somebody else about Israel Palestine.
It's you guys, Alex,
Go.
Destiny.
Hey guys, a bunch of pictures. I'm sorry that you guys are going on. How you doing, man? See you.
I'm Brian.
See you.
Tom, nice to meet you.
Like the shirt.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Anyway, I'm sorry to interrupt. I apologize.
So I will say, I feel like it kind of says something, right, about how off the show Alex is very tame and like very charitable and everything, but every time he's on a show, he's like super over the top and screaming at like the whole 9 yards. Bruh, I got kicked at that. That's wild. That's crazy. But yeah, I think that says something about Alex as a whole. That like he's clearly played up a decent amount of his like how he talked and how over the top he is and everything. He's clearly playing like quite a bit of it up for the camera, obviously.
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
He's not really short.
Are you guys familiar with the indictments?
This guy gets right fucking into it. Not how are you doing? How's the pizza?
Are you fully familiar with the elector scheme? Do you understand how all that was supposed to work? Okay. Do you know what Red Pill is? Like debating these guys that I kind of like. Do you know anything about Ray Epps?
I know the name vaguely.
Ray Epps is like some boomer conservative guy. He went to DC, all fired up to protest. I think his heart was really into it until like the actual rioting happened, and then he was like, okay, wait, chill out, guys. Like everybody calm down. Like one of the things conservatives hang their hat on for this whole conspiracy is this text that he sent his nephew. So he's like, are you there? What's going on? He's like, yeah, I orchestrated the whole thing.
I think I'm watching your stream right now.
Yeah, bro.
Holy shit.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm the exact same in real life. Sorry, yeah.
You're in.
So anyway, how you guys doing?
I brought coffee.
Hot chocolate.
Just coffee.
You're
Hot
doing
chocolate?
a
Are you
thing on
12
me.
fucking
You're doing
years
a
old?
video on me. I always drink hot chocolate.
Okay, well, I'm not giving into your bullshit. This is Americano. We have cream and sugar.
It's okay.
My mom was asking what I'm doing on here, so she was like reading your Wikipedia article. She's like, he's one of the first full-time live streamers on Justin.tv. Are you technically the first?
First guy to do it professionally, yeah. Quit his job and do it full time. Yeah.
There's no one else?
No one else that I know of. Do you, okay, if I was gonna look for I want a pen and notebook if I can.
So, couple things. One, I think it's very interesting that like Destiny is almost exactly the same. Just interacting with Glenn other than them off stream as he is on stream. And then on top of that, what's the other thing I was gonna say? Hold on. Let me rewind a little bit. It might come back to me.
I was like reading your Wikipedia article. She's like, he's one of the first.
Oh yes. So the other thing I was gonna say was, I always forget that Destiny was technically one of if I think he might be the first streamer, like you said, to go like full time, because he's been streaming since like back when it was Justin TV, not Twitch. And yeah, I think he was the first one to go like full time at the time, which is very interesting. He also like paved the way a lot for like gaming and politics to kind of intermingle. But anyways, yeah, I just thought that was something interesting to talk about for a minute.
Full-time live streamers on Justin.tv. Are you technically the first?
First guy to do it professionally, yeah. Quit his job and do it full time, yeah.
There's no one else?
No one else that I know of. Do you, okay, if I was gonna look for I want a pen and notebook if I can. It would be so nice to take notes for this if I could do it.
Are you like nervous at all for this?
A little bit, not really, kind of. I don't know.
Not really, kind of, I don't know. So you don't get nervous for this kind of thing? I was nervous I'm not even debating. I was nervous just coming here to the studio.
It's a different kind of nervousness. Like, I have, like, the facts are easily on my side, and I have a huge, like, database of them now in my head.
Are you?
Well, so I feel like Steven doesn't really get nervous like that, or I would guess he wouldn't, right? I would guess that he wouldn't get very nervous anymore, just as because of how much he does this. right? Like, he does debates and arguments and everything constantly. It is constantly doing panels and stuff. So I'd imagine, like, going into a debate with Jones, he's just like, okay, you know, it's like another debate. It's just on a bigger scale. That'd be my guess, anyways.
Are you confident that you're going to be just fine?
Yeah, I'm always coming to myself. Yeah, obviously. I mean,
obviously.
Well, because I've been doing it for like 7 years, right?
So early on, when you're starting out, let's say with a JonTron discussion.
It is.
So I think it's important too that, like, when you go into these debates, that, like, you believe that you are right. You're, like, confident in yourself in your topics and stuff that you have, right? I think that's really, really important, because if you go into one of these debates, you're like, well, you know, I kind of think blah blah blah, but you're not, like, particularly confident in it. It's gonna sound like you're not sure about what you're talking about. That you kind of look like a dumbass. You know what I mean?
A European nation, historically, there's just no debating that. Of course,
The first thing that you just said doesn't really make sense. It was a European nation.
Were you nervous about that?
Not as much, because I feel like the expectation kind of matches the reputation. Like, when I was debating, it was really just a conversation with JonTron. Like, all this stuff leading up to it, nobody really did, like, online gaming / political debates. So there wasn't, like, a huge expectation to be, like, super informed. It was just, like, really entertaining and funny and everything.
Do you think the John thing was, like, a watershed moment, like the start of a lot of that stuff for you?
I don't think so, but it's where a lot of people met me or found out about me.
That's how I knew about you.
Yeah.
And I didn't even like you at the time because I was a John fan, and I was like, oh, he doesn't like John? And that was just, in my head, it was just like, this guy.
Did you watch that full convo?
Yes.
The thing that was the most frustrating thing about that convo is I'd listened to, the only reason I had that convo is because I was on stream. Do you know who Sargon of Akkad was?
Of course.
That he was talking to JonTron. When I was listening to those conversations, it sounded to me like JonTron was just like a well-meaning dude that like had some questions, and Sargon was of course like educating him.
Yeah.
And then I saw JonTron start to tweet out stuff like, if Japan's population can be all Japanese, why can't America's population be all white? And I'm like, aren't you like a Persian immigrant or something? That's kind of a weird thing for you to say. So then eventually we had a conversation on stream, and the conversation was not really me trying to like go after him. I was just like...
So yes, this was a weird situation, right? Because it was very strange seeing JonTron be kind of racist as fuck. Like, it was very strange, especially at the time. Because JonTron was like very famous. I think, if I recall, JonTron was one of the more popular YouTubers at the time, if I recall correctly.
Like, kind of asking him questions. I didn't know that he was as far along as he was.
Because I remember when that happened, all his buddies, I want to say Psychic Pebbles or whatever, they like, they drew
the
you.
Animators?
They drew you retarded.
Oh, yeah. Psychic Pebbles, Ego Rap, all these guys that I loved. I still like their work. I think they're funny. I hate the people now. But one of the animators for, did you ever know a show called Metalopolis? Or Metalocalypse or whatever?
Yeah, on
an Adult Swim. Yeah, that guy. Like, there were so many like big animators that came from my throat after that. I was like, oh, okay.
But it's been crazy for me watching your come up, because when I like saw you around that time and I didn't like you. And then around like 2017, maybe 2017, shout out Bedhead Bernie for getting me into Destiny, but he got me down the Destiny pipeline. That was when you were debating all the skeptic guys like Worski, Sargon,
Tonkasaw.
Oh, Tonkasaw.
The crazy people.
Well, this is the thing, because all these guys that you interact with, I mean, whether it's the skeptics, whether it's BreadTube, whether it's the Red Pill, I feel like you're kind of the one left standing. Well, they all, the thing is, like, they all ride these trends, right? They're all part of these waves. You never had, like, a wave of people you came up with. You kind of assimilate a little bit here and there to get in there.
Yeah.
And then you...
So I think it's a really interesting part, right? And very, like, important, too. That Destiny never had like he's part of this lefty wave or whatever. He kind of just does his own thing. Like, he intermingles in groups and stuff, like Tom said. But he's not stuck to one ideology / group, right? Like, so for example, if Destiny changes his mind on political opinions, it's not like a big deal, right? Like, he could do that and it's perfectly fine. It's not that big of a deal. However, if, like, for example, Hassan or Sneeko changes their mind, they're fucked. They're gonna have to completely rebrand and everything, because they made their political ideology or whatever, they made that, like, their whole shtick. So if they change it, they're completely fucked.
You get out very quickly.
People always call me like partisan or biased or whatever. My biggest strength is if you go to Hassan's stream, for instance, you're going to Hassan's stream to see like what do progressives think. But if you go to a lot of like political people's streams, you're just trying to get like their political side of things.
Yeah.
But I think when you come to my stream, you're getting like my relatively unique take. Like I'll have like different positions on different things and people enjoy that. But because of that, I can kind of move through time without coming up and then going away.
You don't need to have a big watershed with
the political movements. Like I didn't rely on Gamergate to build me up, or I didn't need to be like a big Bernie bro progressive to build me up, or I didn't need, yeah.
But it seemed like a big moment back in the day that was like a big kind of turning point for you a little bit. Someone leaked your dick pic on Reddit, and that made like front page. And I saw a bunch of people talking about how that kind of made you more like part of the Kotaku and action kind of scene a little bit.
Maybe. My issue was just that basically there was a subreddit. Have you ever heard of the subreddit? This might be way before your time. Have you ever heard of a subreddit called Shit Reddit Says?
Barely.
Back in the day, this was like the SJW subreddit. SJW is what my generation called woke people.
Oh, that's what, you talked to Vosh about that. He came from there.
He came from there, yeah.
You can see this is an example of the kind of structure that I'm referring to.
But Shit Reddit Says was a subreddit that tried to like witch hunt basically people's careers into the ground, and then I was one of their favorite people. So they would like email sponsors, and then if sponsors wouldn't drop me, they would email their sponsors' clients to get them to drop me. Like really hardcore
and
shit.
Did you get stuff dropped?
Not usually, because I didn't carry too many sponsors, so because I didn't ever want to be hostage.
So that was a kind of wild time in YouTube's history, right? So if you were around for this, right? Like Destiny just said, so back then there was a thing. Like you said, I believe it was a thing on Reddit, but it was also a thing with YouTubers as well, where they would like try to get you canceled with your sponsors if they didn't approve of you or your like beliefs or whatever. Like getting canceled was a pretty regular thing. So it was a very weird time for YouTube as a whole. Like, YouTube back then was fucking insane. It was fucking wild. Especially because like back then everybody made a lot more edgier content too. Because a lot of the creators that used to make crazy content back then pull their punches a lot now. So it's very interesting to see.
For shit like
Without
that.
getting into numbers of these things, like, I mean, with the Keppel stuff back in the day, did you take like a big financial hit? Like when you got kicked off Twitch or stuff like that? Like, was that like...
Twitch was pretty shitty.
Oh shit.
That probably cost me $15,000, $20,000 a month, I think, when I got kicked off Twitch. I'm always kind of like I run my own website with my own subs and everything. I'm always trying to stay a little bit independent because obviously I have to be able to weather the storms of political opposition.
Yeah.
So...
Scary.
Yeah, it is.
Squirreling away nuts for the winter.
Something like that, yeah.
You don't seem too reckless with your money, which is probably a good thing.
What do you mean by that? Do you know what this is?
Balenci?
Yeah, and then this is Gucci. They did custom designs for me. I don't know if this is...
So one thing I will give that he actually has really good merch, from what I've seen. He's one of the only ones I've actually debated on getting merch from, because a lot of times when YouTubers put up merch, it's like kind of dog shit. It's like a really half-assed design, and it's some like shitty tee from TeePublic. But it looks like he put a lot more effort into his, like, from the bits and pieces I've seen over the years.
Versace?
No, this is Neiman's.
Damn. And now you're here. This is probably the most popular conservative you've debated?
Who?
Alex.
I've been on stage with him before. Alex Jones has kind of tumbled a bit after the Sandy Hook rule.
So this is an interesting thing now, because he's actually debated Ben Shapiro at this point. Now, like, because this footage was like a couple months back. So hearing him say that is interesting because, like I said, at this point he's debated Ben Shapiro and people like that at this point, and he just had Candace Owens on recently. So seeing Tom say that is kind of interesting.
I think.
I'm Tom, and this is the InfoWar. I'm mewing.
This is Tom, that is fucking loud.
We gotta get our pump in for this debate. 10 more, okay. I need a sip of coffee. I just put Alpha Brain in there. Is my form good? This is important training. For the insurrection. I'll do it, Mr. President. Anything you need, I'll do it. What's up, buddy?
What's up? How you doing?
Nervous?
Not yet.
The nerves are getting to you now. I know they are.
Yeah, I'm getting torn up inside.
Calm before the storm. People live in Nebraska?
I know, I moved.
Yeah, there you go.
Dumbass.
call me a dumbass. I'm gonna fight this guy. We're gonna go to the gym tomorrow.
Dude, no. Don't
We're going to the
make me
gym.
do it, okay?
We're gonna smoke cigarettes and do pre-workout, and we're gonna go to the gym. We're gonna get huge.
Yeah, when I get back from this trip, okay?
Tomorrow, you're gonna bench 225.
Yeah, maybe I can bench half of it, like from the top to the bottom once.
If you do it once, you'll beat Ben Shapiro.
From the top to the bottom.
If you do it once,
then it's gonna drop my neck and I'm gonna die.
No, I'll save you, dude. I'll save you.
Yeah, will you?
I'll save you. I'll pull it off your neck, and then I'll push it right down.
Yeah.
Vegan Gains will be proud of me.
Damn.
I wish Richard was here. Shout out Melina. Big shout out. I took her up on a job offer to be part of my production crew. She's helping out. She's actually great at Adobe After Effects. Can we recreate It's Melt Time?
It's Melt
But with guys?
No, what the fuck? Uh-oh.
No, okay.
Melt time. It's melt time.
Yeah?
So I never really thought this would become as big of a meme as it did. Like, I really, even when it happened, like, because I was watching it when it happened, right? I never really thought anything of it. Like, I didn't really think this would become, like, a big thing. Because of how, like, because everybody already knew that he had an open relationship and everything. So I didn't really, like, think anything of it. So it always surprised me that it became, like, a really big thing.
All right, we're about 10 minutes out from the official debate. Destiny's sitting over there. Got some guy recognized from Tim Pool's show. Krasensteins were sat over there. As soon as Destiny got here, he was like, "Did you hear about the indictments? Did you hear about that report?" Like, he's on, he's ready. I can't think of a better person to debate about January 6th than Alex Jones. Definitely gonna be a contentious debate. Obviously, we're a non-political outlet here, so whatever your opinion is, I don't really care. You guys will enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. We're at the debate.
Stephen Bonnell, known as Destiny. Well, I don't think I probably needed much of an introduction. There's no Russian connection. That's all.
mRNA vaccines.
Take your extra. I want you to take all the shots.
Global warming.
So
You know what the United States are using?
Wait, here we have. If we do want this direction, you know it.
We are there right now. We just were. It's January 6th. If there was any time to go
Don't
there.
worry.
Don't touch me.
I got your ass.
Yes, that's correct.
But the idea that Trump thought.
So this is the thing I don't like about Alex, right? Because Alex does this a lot, where, like, he doesn't really have any facts to back up the bullshit he says, but then he'll just kind of scream over you until you submit or whatever. You just kind of give up on trying to make your point. So there'll be times where, like, his fans will think he won a debate or something, but, like, not really. He just kind of screamed over the other person.
That he lost the election. Whether you believe it or not, Trump believes that the election was stolen, and he was using the legal recourses available to him at the advice of his legal advisors. That is not true.
And they used January 6th and this extremely inflated narrative, and they've made it now so that they can charge those people with felonies.
Hey, insurrection without having to invoke every other Democratic leader's name.
No name calling. No, his name's Ding Dong. Ding Dong, Destiny, whatever it is.
If you don't like the Constitution, that's on you. Really? Then why are you saying that Section 3 of Amendment 14 requires a conviction? Alex, why did you say that Section 3 of Amendment 14 requires a conviction?
Why
wasn't Trump indicted?
Why is Hillary saying Trump's
Guys.
Why is Hillary saying Trump's
Can you have an answer that
I'm about to stand up, just so you know. That's it. We're done with this conversation.
Let's go.
How's it feel to lose?
Let's go.
You don't want to say bye to anyone? Kisses?
Meeting Alex Jones in person was pretty surreal considering how famous the guy is. Or maybe infamous is a better term.
All right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. January 6th.
Yes, so I would argue that Alex is more, like you said, infamous than he is actually famous. Because in the mainstream, like, Alex is really only known for kind of just being a jackass and screaming constantly. So yeah, I think he's a lot more infamous than he is. God damn it, bro. Than he is actually famous.
2024.
The debate itself was very entertaining though, but as many debates are, it wasn't very productive and didn't bring a lot of closure to either side. I think those who support J6 and those who don't are probably just as dug in as they were before, but regardless, it was funny.
We just got done with the Alex Jones debate. Destiny, how do you feel about that?
I think it actually went okay.
For you?
I would have done things differently on my own, but I think given what it was, I think it went pretty good, yeah.
How do you feel about the opposing side with Alex, Glenn?
Glenn is a clown. I didn't get to hammer home that enough, unfortunately, because Alex was also a clown, but a much louder one, so he kept cutting me off every time. The Darren guy seemed to be the one that came with the most facts to argue, but he was the most passive. It didn't seem to talk as much because Alex was screaming all the time. So
Yeah, I feel like probably either side, their audiences are probably not convinced of the other at this point.
I don't think so. Not this much. Probably not.
No, you weren't even able to get. I think you did a lot of preparation for this one. It seems like you weren't able to put a lot of that to good use.
Yeah, I like to do like the factual argumentation combined with kind of like the punchy rhetorical skill, but that's hard to do when you've got partners. Like for Alex, if Alex wants to shout at me the whole time, I'll shout at him. I can do that forever. But then if my partners want to chime in, I can't really shout over them. And then sometimes they can derail like a line of argumentation I want to go down, and I can't really interrupt them.
See, I would imagine that'd be very frustrating to try to debate with like a partner, just for that reason. Because if your partner is going down a different line of questioning than you are, it's not like you can fucking like scream over them and tell them like, no, fucking stop. I need to go down this first. You can't really do that because then you're just gonna be fucking yourself over. So I always imagine that would be probably the most frustrating part of that. Would be trying to like figure out when to push your line of questioning and when to just kind of let your partner have it.
Because I have to give them their space. But I will say for this conversation, though, they were the best debate partners I've ever had.
So this is one example of, you've done a lot of in-person debates and conversations and podcasts in the last, I want to say, year and a half. It's really ramped up. Before that, it was mostly you in your room talking to people on stream. Now it feels like, you know, every few weeks I'm getting a new video of you in my feed talking to someone that gets turned into a TikTok clip. You used to stream like 300 hours a month, and now you're getting down to like 160, 170, and your audience is kind of jilted about that. They're not too happy with that. Do you think that you're doing yourself a disservice by, you know, giving so much leverage to other people's platforms when you could be focusing on your own at home?
No, I mean, it's helped me expand a ton. Like, my audience might get mad about it, but like my concurrent viewership is like 12 or 13K now, probably because I'm expanding so much.
And that's higher than it used to be?
Yeah, and like I'm showing up on more shows, I'm like making more connections, like more people know about me, even if they're not all necessarily viewers yet or whatever, but going on to all of the different platforms with all the totally different audiences, I think it's really good for awareness of me in general.
Obviously you have a lot of opponents.
So I think Destiny is a really good example of that, like making those connections and making connections in other communities is never, like, it's never get big enough to where that's not, it's still a good thing, you know what I mean? There's a certain point, obviously, where you don't have to really do it anymore, but I wouldn't say there's ever a point where it's not good to do so.
Who would you consider like someone that you're like, okay, that's my buddy, that's a good buddy that I like to talk to, and maybe someone not from your community, not an orbiter, but somebody who you've had a conversation with on a mainstream platform?
Yeah, I don't know. Usually the people that I'm fighting with or I disagree with are so out there compared to what I believe. It's hard to say if we mind meld much. Because like there's a wide basket of people that I can talk to and have good conversations with. We don't agree on everything.
Do you think conservatives are retarded?
Not all of them, but the Trump defending ones.
There's a lot of videos of you saying conservatives are retarded.
I think the Trump defending ones are unhinged. I feel like all of my debates over this January 6th stuff is like pretty evident of that.
Is this like anti-intellectual, anti-literature, anti-history, anti-data thing, like something you find very frustrating these days?
Yeah, but I wouldn't call it anti-intellectual or anti-data. I would call it populism. I think it's the idea that you have these like heroic figures that are larger than life, and everybody around them is trying to bring them down. And the only person, the only person you can look to is your particular populist figure.
So you're comfortable with the current administration then?
I like kids better than people. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Biden, yeah, I think he's done a great job.
His cabinet maybe? I mean, he's not even, I mean, I see videos of him, he's really not.
Sure. Even if I just say his cabinet, yeah, his cabinet is.
I mean, there's this video, some comedian talked about how, like, when he finishes speeches, he turns into a Roomba. Like, he just goes all over the place on stage, doesn't even know where he is.
Yeah.
Do you think that's, like, a major, I mean, that seems like a big issue to me.
Even if I were to say that it is a big issue, like...
So, I kind of agree with Destiny here. That, like, his cabinet has done really good. The problem is Biden isn't a really good front person, even. Because of how all over the place he is, and like he forgets sentences all the time. Like he'll forget the sentence he's in the middle of constantly, and then he'll also, like they just showed right here, where he'll just like forget where the fuck he is half the time. And he'll just kind of like walk back and forth across the stage till he figures out where the fuck he's going.
If I compare like the Biden administration to the Trump administration, the Biden administration has like gotten an unprecedented amount of major legislation passed. I think the foreign policy decisions have been incredibly good, better than I could have expected. There's still some domestic issues, obviously, that we have to sort through, but this is like, we're still in kind of like the fallout of COVID, the fallout of low interest rates, the fallout of like the international pressure on, you know, food and oil and everything. I think he's doing a really good job, or I think his administration is.
Well, if he's doing a good job, you think he's gonna win?
I think if he runs against Trump again, I think he'll win. Now that you're coming off the back of what we lost abortion under Roe v. Wade, you've got all the Trump indictments. I have a hard time believing that Trump would win against Biden in the second time, but.
There's kind of an inherent distrust of the government, of, you know, intelligence agencies. I mean, CIA, FBI have like hundreds and hundreds of memes about them. Would you like, are you in favor of our intelligence community in the United States?
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think a healthy distrust is good, but it just can't be blind and stupid. Like, I think we should always be investigating these agencies and trying to hold them accountable. Like, we can see that they made mistakes during all of the Russian investigation stuff. That there is definitely an element of political bias that is probably pervasive through at least the FBI, according to the Durham report. So there's things to hold them accountable for sure.
And why do you think that these guys have such large, I mean, followings? I mean, InfoWars is definitely a larger following than you, right?
Okay, listen, I'm worth more, okay?
Are you? I mean, maybe now.
I'm pretty sure they're worth like negative $1
Maybe
billion,
right? He made more prior to the lawsuit. He made more.
Yeah, true. I think people, when they shop for news, they look for stuff that makes them feel good.
But that's their main criticism of the mainstream media, right? That they just feed slop. Do you think you have people in your audience that probably go to you for that content slop?
Yeah, probably most of them. That's why there's like a joke where like if a certain video is coming out and people are watching in my stream and they all have like an opinion they think I have or whatever, and then I watch the full video and then I give a take, but it's the opposite. They spam that like the driving guy emote because they're all doing like a 180 because like, oh shit. So yeah, there are people that watch me that copy my opinion and should be doing more critical thinking, but I encourage people to think for themselves and to evaluate their stuff. And I try to I think my audience is pretty good at being critical of me. Like, for as much as people say I ban everybody that disagrees, and like, there's a healthy amount of disagreement.
There's a decent amount of hate on your subreddit for you.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, it's funny to see.
So, and I think that's always a good sign too, where like, because some of these big content creators, one of the problems they end up having is they end up having kind of just a bunch of yes men in their chat that won't ever like push them on anything, and then if anybody pushes them, then they like ban them. I think Pokemon's a really great example of this. Where now nobody fucking pushes her on anything. And she's like terrified of any negativity or criticism. So I think people like Tom and Destiny do a really good job of allowing criticism, but like knowing when somebody's just shitting on them. Because there's definitely a very fine line, obviously. Like, there's obviously a very fine line between me saying that, like, hey, you know, I have a problem with certain videos you're doing, or the certain style you're starting to do, something like that, versus me just saying you're fucking garbage and blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean?
And me sometimes a little bit, which is also funny.
Yeah.
Past few years, you've had a lot of drama. You've had a lot of drama.
Hell yeah.
One of the dramas that I was most interested in was with Keffals.
Wow, we've spent the past 2 weeks working on some stuff. Yeah, here we go. The title, Keffals, a case study on internet terrorism and mass media manipulation.
And I saw not that long ago that you had like lunch or dinner with Keffals and Brianna Wu. What was that like?
I mean, Keffals apologized to me. She said that she felt like she was in the wrong with her witch hunting stuff and that she was a little bit too overzealous online.
Did you accept that?
Yeah, I mean, if somebody apologizes and she had a history at that point of, I think, a few months of like fighting with people that were pretty on the far left, I mean, like, I'll accept any apology, I guess, but then I have to see how you behave in the future to see.
But I mean, she tried to destroy you.
Yeah,
she did in a way. I mean, she claims she didn't, but I think she definitely played a hand in getting you deplatformed.
Probably did, yeah, for sure. That's how it goes. It's the internet game.
You can forgive that?
I mean, that's what they do, you know.
So I think it is incredibly interesting that Destiny is like, yeah, you know, it is what it is, whatever. Like, at the time, obviously, he was very upset about it, but, like, it's very interesting to see him now be like, well, you know, it is what it is, you know, internet shit, blah, blah, blah. And I believe I saw a picture on Instagram or something where he was actually having dinner with Keffals with one of their friends or something. So that's very interesting to see him go from it, because if you don't know, Destiny from, like, 2015 used to be, like, unhinged as fuck. So it's very interesting as a fan seeing him go from that to this, where he's a lot more humble and he's a lot more reserved and, like, composes himself a lot more.
I think I look at people's, like, states of mind and I try to assess, like, how reasonable their actions were and, like, what kind of person it would take to do a particular thing.
They were completely unreasonable the entire time.
They were understandable. She didn't know me. I came off as transphobic. She had a whole community hyping her, and she's like, oh my god, let's go. And it was like that kind of mob mentality shit. Yeah, it was bad. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and defend the behavior. I'm just saying that, like, I would view that a lot different than, like, a friend backstabbing me or something. Or, like, a personal acquaintance I find out has been doing, like, really shady shit. Like, I would hold that to a way higher standard.
Well, maybe you're just so black because you've had that happen too.
Maybe.
Because you've had that. Okay, holy shit. You just had a big one.
What was the big one?
Melina.
She backstabbed me?
I mean, she didn't backstab you, but I mean, you had a big falling out with the person you were probably closest to for the past 5 years.
I think we had a big falling out. Depends on what you mean by falling out, I guess.
A divorce.
Oh,
So, I don't know if I agree with that assessment, because I don't think I would. Oh, there you are, you little shit. I wouldn't go as far as Melina backstabbed them, where they really even had a crazy huge falling out. Like, at the time, it kind of felt like it was. But I would argue that it was more a lot of stuff getting blown out of proportion at the time. Yeah, I would argue a lot of it was stuff getting blown out of proportion at the time. Because most of it ended up not being that big of a deal, but like just because there was a lot of emotions involved at the time, I think a lot of people blew it out of proportion, and it felt like a really big deal at the time. Let's go, Dragon Ball.
When I think of falling out, I think of like public drama, like super public.
Oh, and on top of that, I wouldn't say that like she backstabbed them necessarily. I would say. I would say that like the boyfriend really tried to make it a thing, like make it a whole big thing. Wait, I think I fucked up. Shit. So yeah, I think the boyfriend tried to make it like a huge thing. But I think outside of that, I don't think it was that big of a drama, and I don't think they really fucked each other over necessarily.
There was some public drama. I mean,
bit,
she
not
tried
much.
not to be involved, but
Yeah, exactly.
Her guy, Memetics, Memetix, he was involved.
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, she was asking you for $100,000.
Without getting too deep into it, basically her living situation in Sweden is becoming a little bit more complicated because of decisions to leave Sweden. And so she felt like the moral thing would have been for me to pay her back.
Does she actually feel that way? Does that make any fucking sense?
She probably was just saying if she could play on my old feelings for her to get her to pay the money back.
Did any part of you want to give her that?
Absolutely not.
That just seems dark.
What do you mean?
Okay, this is the thing I don't understand. Okay, you're such a fucking emotionally, I want to say detached person. I mean, I guess I'm not talking to you about your feelings every day. You probably have people you talk to about that.
Like your mom.
Yes, like my mom. You got it. Okay. But you're so emotionally detached from these things. Like you just had like a mind divorce. In my mind, you'd like need to take like a month off streaming to like take baths and.
I don't think it was a mind divorce. I think we had.
Is any divorce not a mind?
I think some could be a mind. Yeah, for sure. But me and her we had like some problems with our relationship. Some of them gotten a lot worse over the last year. And then through the lens of like another person, I started to realize like, okay, hold on, this is like really. And after analyzing that, understanding it, and then introspecting on it, and then realizing what I wanted going forward, I was like, okay, well, this obviously isn't working. So it's easy for me to take a step back from that. But I can understand like, if I was in a situation like some guys might be married for like 10 or 15 years and you think it's the love of your life and everything's perfect, and then you find out like they cheated on you, that could be like my world is crashing down moment,
In your previous relationships, have you had sort of a more emotional response to when it ends?
I mean, I have an emotional response. I was sad. I mean, I was sad when your relationship ends, but hopefully
But like some young guys have like mental breakdowns when the girls break up with them.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I can find something a lot better, obviously. If there was that much fighting or that many issues towards the end, I can do way better than that, I would say. She probably feels the same way, so she won't, but I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. That was...
She'll hit up Aswin Gold.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't see you interact with like the main Twitch streamers.
Well, I can't now because I'm banned from Twitch, so I can't go on their streams. Prior to this, I did quite a bit, though. Yeah.
You were?
Yeah.
What about Mizkif?
What about him?
Is he evil?
Evil? No. I think he's really like content brain driven. But I don't even think he would deny that. He is. But I don't think he's like a horrible person or anything.
What about that whole Adriana Lee thing?
Yeah, I think that was pretty shitty.
The story there is his friend Crazy Slick.
I think basically he was friends with Crazy Slick. I think he was trying to cover for Crazy Slick, and in doing so kind of railroaded the story of somebody else because the whole situation seemed kind of like dumb and silly. Maybe to him. I obviously think it was bad. I think it was dumb. He shouldn't have done it. I think he knows he probably shouldn't have done it. But I don't think it was like the worst, most horrible, evil in the world. I feel like most streamer people are just like very like content and clout brained. That's probably like the worst in general.
I mean, it's fine to be career driven. That makes sense, but
yeah, but like
it's
the
kind
fake
of
friendships and everything, the two-faced friendships feels kind of lame, I guess, for people.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's to such a crazy extent, but to me, the dichotomy between you and them is like, they have these fake friendships, but they're also way more emotionally involved and like hysterical. And I've never seen you like cry on stream. I feel like I've seen every streamer cry.
Is that what you want from me?
Maybe a little, maybe just some fucking humanity. You're like a robot a little bit.
I mean, I'm generally pretty good about having like decent length from people in terms of my expectations. Like it's pretty rare that somebody like, there's huge drama and I'm like, I never saw that coming. Like there've been a couple people for sure, but generally like when, like I have a history of associating with a lot of crazy people.
You've had so much drama. I mean, Lav, Redacted, Mr. Girl.
He said something about that. This guy is very smart, and I don't find a lot of people that I feel like I can have a meaningful conversation with that feels very real. It makes me upset that a person like this could be lost into nothing. Like, this guy is creative. He hasn't blown up yet. What if he never did? That would make me very sad.
I mean, these are people you knew personally. You were having on stream regularly. You've had falling outs within the last year. Isn't that like do you not just look at the past year and just think like, oh, look at all these tattered up relationships that I had that fell apart?
Well, more specifically, the past year's actually been pretty good. I haven't had like almost any drama.
Was it before the past year?
But the year before that was probably the craziest year of drama. I don't know, it was really good viewership the whole time. Like, it got a little bit crazy towards the end.
There's the content brain.
I mean, I think the issue, it sounds like I'm jerking myself off, but I mean, like, I've had 15 years of streaming. I think I can say this. I don't think that I've done anything that bad, really.
No, but throughout all of it, you haven't had as many falling outs like that.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like when these falling outs happen and these people like attacking me or whatever, usually it's just kind of like fun and we just roll with it and see where it goes. It's not like somebody can expose me on some crazy shit.
So that's true too, right? Like obviously you could argue that like it's harder, like it would be hard to live in that where like everybody sees your shit 24/7, right? But I guess for him, because all of his bullshit is always in the public eye, then nobody can come out and be like, oh, you did blah blah blah. Like because all of his drama and all that shit is like always in the public eye for the most part. So nobody could ever come out with some like random ass allegation, because obviously most of the time it's gonna be bullshit.
Which I think is like what a lot of people are worried about, because my private life is so public, it makes it really hard to actually hurt me or attack me in a lot of ways, because like, well, what are you gonna say?
I guess beyond that, I mean, doesn't it bother you to like get to know someone intimately and then have them go nuts on you?
I mean, it would depend on how intimately I knew them. Like for Lav and Mr. Girl, I think I'd seen Lav in real life one time. I don't think I'd ever seen Max in real life. So like,
but you spoke so highly of him. You were like, he's one of the first people who I feel like is totally walls down, honest, willing to have a conversation with no preconceived like restrictions.
Yeah, I think he
it.
kind of is. Yeah, maybe a little bit more.
But like when you find someone like that and you like cling on to them, and then within 6 months that relationship just goes down the fucking shit, doesn't that?
I think
that doesn't keep you up at night a little bit? Like, well, fuck.
No, because it's not like I relied on him a lot for something emotionally or like for some kind of friendship or whatever. He was a really interesting guy to talk to. He still is interesting, but he's also kind of tried to call me a rapist, so
yeah.
Kind of weird, but yeah. I think that if it was somebody like if Melina had gone like public and just started like shit talking me a ton, I'd be like, oh, well, that's kind of shitty. Or somebody that I would consider like a close like actual personal friend like started shit talking me a ton, that would be like, oh, that doesn't feel good.
Like I have like 5 people I call like good friends. You seem to have like, I mean, I don't really know, but you seem to have like a lot of connections of people you're constantly meeting and.
Yeah, I've got a lot of connections to people. And probably a few close personal friends. Yeah.
Does that get? Do you think your lifestyle is making these things messy? I mean, a lot of people will point to your relationships, like the polyamorous relationships.
Melina considered Bob Seven her closest friend, and it seemed as though he felt somewhat similar. So like he's made references to like, oh, I hope I can make you happy when we meet. Melina confided in Bob Seven regarding all sorts of matters in her life, whether it was the consensual sharing of nudes. Their communication over the next several months, from April to November, would continue without incident.
And then you're always flying out to meet these people. You have like this giant web of connections, and then once in a while, behind the scenes, somebody like Melina will go and shit talk you to 10 different people and ruin your relationships. Do you think this is like conducive to your success? Is this just like a byproduct of the lifestyle you want to live?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what I would trade any of it for. Like I've had a lot of fun the past 15 years of streaming. I've had a lot of fun the past 5 years. I would say even like the totality of my relationship with Melina, I think it was a lot of fun. A lot of it was, but I also learned a lot. Yeah, I don't know. I think for me, what like things that are too much is if it's getting to the point where I'm having to take like a lot of days off streaming because I'm having to like emotionally process stuff in order to move forward, then I would have to be like, okay, well this is not good. But generally, like if shit gets and I can stream it, and we can chat about it, and I can just like keep working. It's like, you know, it is what it is.
One of the things people bring up against you, we're going deeper now.
Oh, shit.
One of the things a lot of people bring up against you is they say you're a bad father.
Sure, damn.
Why'd you move so far away from your son?
For work-related reasons. Do you think I should have uprooted his life and brought him with me to California?
When's the last time you saw your kid?
I don't know. Do you want like the age he was when I saw him last? Do you want me to tell you what he was wearing? You foul fuck, or
stop talking about people's sons. He had a child, and he's just paying for the child's existence. Abortion was the correct action here.
Custody. You abandoned your child to go play StarCraft in Miami.
You talked about how missing Nebraska a little bit and thinking about how maybe things could have been different if you had stuck around to be with your kid. Do you regret how things went there? Do you wish you were...
Regret which part?
I guess just not being there all the time.
I mean, like, yeah, to some extent, of course. When I originally was there in Nebraska, I felt like being there was like super inhibiting to my career. So I had a little bit of a conversation with his mom about like, could all of us maybe move to California or Florida? But that was like completely off the table.
Is this when you were together?
No, but we were like still co-parenting. Obviously, because she had her whole family there and his mom had her job and everything there, like she doesn't want to just pack up and move states. He's kind of locked down there for as long as he wants to be with his mom and his family and his friends there. And then I felt like if I lived in different areas, there'd probably be a lot more career opportunities available to me. Some people said I just moved to places to f people, but I mean, I can just fly out and f people. So I waited until he turned 8 because I was trying to think like, well, do I want to leave when he's like 2? That feels kind of weird because he doesn't even know who I am. So I waited a little bit. I was like, well, he's 8. We can have a conversation. He can kind of understand it. When he was, I think, either 8 or 9, I moved to California initially so that him and his mom, because they were living like in a kind of a shitty apartment at the time, and then she moved into my house with him, and so he lives there now. So he can go to the same school and hang out with his family and everything.
Then you wish you were like, I don't know. I'm not trying to do a gotcha moment here. I'm just genuinely curious. I hope you don't feel like I'm...
Yeah. I mean, like, more present or more... Yeah, for sure. Like, to some extent, like, I prioritize probably my career a little bit over, like, my relationship with him.
Yeah.
I mean, God will judge us.
God will.
yeah, and I remember that, like, there was a period where I look back at these texts sometimes. It was so unbelievable. I'm, like, texting my kid's mom saying shit like, I'm a horrible person, like, take Nathan away from me. I don't ever want to see him again. Like, I'm a horrible, don't, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I'd never say anything like this in my life. I'm the most high-driven, like, confident person. It was, like, crazy to me to see it. But
yeah, I mean, like, I try to provide, obviously, financially for him as much as I can. But I mean, obviously, that's also no substitution for like having your dad hang out with you every day.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess at the end of the day, it's balancing out like how, like, after this, I'm gonna fly and visit him on my way back to Miami. But obviously, that's not the same as living there.
No. Do you see him? I mean, you see him what, a few times a year at least?
Yeah, I mean, like several times a year. Usually, whenever I'm doing trips or traveling, I'll fly out and hang out with him. And then we talk kind of on Discord and stuff. Although he kind of gravitated a little more from games and does real life shit now. So. Yeah.
Well, that's good. He's not like you then. He's normal.
Not good.
Is he like you?
Yeah, he's a carbon copy of me. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, his mom reminds me all the time.
Wow, that's funny.
Yeah.
I bet she loves that.
Yeah, for sure.
The career, that's like your whole shit. You're like, I have this a little bit, but you're like psychotically in. Like, I don't even know. Do you take a lot of days off? You just seem like you're so on.
Yeah, I think every part of my life kind of revolves around it. But I also super enjoy it too. Like I've said, like if I worked at McDonald's, I would come home and probably get on Twitter and like start fighting with people and shit.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah.
You did it for 15 years. Is this like, this is it, you think, till you die?
Who knows? Maybe I'll retire soon and go hang out with my kid more. Or maybe I'll get banned from everything, so.
With the Alex Jones debate officially wrapped up, we had one extra day in Austin to just hang out. I've never had a Camel Crush that did me wrong, you know? Unlike cars, my friends, my bank account, I've never had a cigarette that like me up in like a bad way. Like every time I've had one, I've been like, oh, that was good. That made my day better. That made my life improve. I feel stronger, lighter, focused. I feel lasered in. I feel dialed in. I feel like my swag, which was turned low, was just turned way the f up, okay? So smoke more cigarettes. Okay. Do you have any weapons that are made for like, maybe like younger individuals?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? So you'd say that maybe someone of his stature probably is not allowed to shoot a gun?
Good one.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense. Okay, I appreciate it. We just want to get
He
that.
meant no as in he wouldn't say that. No as in not that I'm not allowed to shoot.
No as in you cannot shoot a gun.
No, that's not what he
No as
misunderstood him. It was a double negative.
no as in your IQ is too low to shoot a gun. I feel a presence. If I come to your house and I'm banging on the door and I'm saying open up, are you gonna come out with a Glock and kill me?
I would shoot you from the window.
From the window like a sniper?
Yeah.
Chris Kyle?
Exactly. The thing that's like about guns is that most people that are into guns are also retarded and Republican. The donut operator guy seems cool. I haven't seen him say anything or do anything stupid, but I know that, like, the problem is sometimes they invite a lot of like very political people. Like the last gun thing they did, I saw fucking Alex Stein was there. I'm not gonna be in any proximity to this guy at all, so yeah.
You want to be around him?
No, I don't. I'll never.
About him?
Anybody that goes into like the kid jokes or the wife jokes, I never associate with a gun. Which is stupid.
That's the lie.
What?
Well, I feel like because like you hang out with a lot of people who you maybe would consider kind of, I don't know. I mean, okay.
That's usually my red line. That's why I cut off Sneeko and Zerka completely forever.
Here's one criticism I have of you.
Yeah,
real criticism. Okay?
Yeah, criticize me, baby.
Fuentes. One of the biggest criticisms Destiny gets is in regards to platforming controversial people, like Nick Fuentes, head of the America First movement. Some people believe he should not be platforming far-right figures because there is implicit danger if their ideas spread. Others believe these ideas need to be debated out in the open.
Whether or not he was a Nazi or wouldn't have changed him coming on my platform. I think for a while America First was trying to get away from the crazy ultra like Jewish Nazi shit. Maybe there were still like memes and jokes, but I do think they were, especially with like AFPAC and everything, I think they were trying to move towards like a little bit more mainstream, like probably still like a little bit of the Nazi jokes and shit, but less than they were before. But I think that as soon as he got hooked up with Kanye, I think all of that went completely back, and now they're like totally back on there. Because Fuentes was on a bit of an upshoot before the Kanye shit. AFPAC was really successful. They got what, like 2 Congress people?
Matt Gaetz and Marjorie Taylor.
Yeah, that's a really big deal. That's more than any fucking lefty has ever done for their fucking shit on YouTube. When I'm criticizing his points of view, what I tell people is you should just criticize the point of view. Because the problem is that when you run into somebody, especially somebody who's like a little bit more politically adept, like Fuentes or American First, go, oh, you're a Nazi. They're gonna start bringing up like a million things that like actual Nazis believe, and they're gonna say, well, we break from Nazis here, and then you're just gonna look like an idiot. Rather than call somebody a Nazi, like just criticize the positions. Like I disagree with Fuentes on like any race realism shit, any like weird immigration shit, any like race-based like stuff like that. But I'll just fight on the policies. But people are very quick to just be like, oh, he's a Nazi, and then they're just like done. And
but then you cut him off.
What?
You cut him, like you wouldn't do content with him now.
I'm trying to think. The current reason I've listened on Blacklist because he does the.
Yes, so I think it's a little bit retarded that some people will like hate somebody just because of their ideology. Obviously, I think there's like an extent to it, right? Like obviously, I think there's obviously a certain cutoff point, but I think generally you should disagree with the person on the policies or whatever. But like to hate somebody just because they're lefty or just because they're on the right or whatever the fuck, is a little bit dumb. Like I said, obviously there is obviously a certain cutoff point if they're like actively harming people or something. Then yeah, that's different.
Crazy aggressive deplatforming shit. Like the griper people will spam report people if they don't like you, which I think is hypocritical and annoying.
Haven't you done that a little bit?
Nah.
I've seen some old video of you reporting Nick's Twitch getting him banned.
Who? Did that ever happen?
On stream. This was like 2018 or something. You saw he was on Twitch
Here's
and
the thing that
you
gets
flagged
rewritten. You should ask my community also if you ever want lore, because they know shit better than I do sometimes. Because there was a big 2v2 debate that I had with me and Hassan versus Nick Fuentes and Sargon of Akkad. And I remember after that stream, Nick's stream got banned, and I complained on stream, and I messaged my partner contact because I said like just curious, like why did he get banned? Because if I'm debating somebody saying I'm pro-platforming and then they get banned afterwards, that makes me look stupid. Like why the fuck would I ever do that? But there might have been, because I know that people say I spam reported Nick after that debate, and I'm almost positive I didn't.
There's
I know
some video of you on stream, not spam reporting.
That might have been.
You actively are like pressing the report
That
button.
might have been a year before or 2 years earlier, but there was a time when I first started getting into politics where I kind of believed in the like, well, maybe we shouldn't platform like certain points of view, but that position has changed over time. By the time COVID rolled around, my position was I don't care about like hate speech or anything like that, but I can understand people banning for like aggressive like misinformation or disinformation, like people just like lie online. Like if you want to spam racial slurs, whatever, that's another thing. But prior to that, I kind of went back and forth to where I was like, well, maybe we should like debate everybody. But then I would get salty because when I would get banned, they would all cheer on like me getting banned. And I think at some point I'm like, okay, well, these guys. So I kind of go back and forth. But for the past like 2 or 3 years, I've been pretty like, yeah.
Because there was a time in 2018 when you would talk about like people who deserve to be deplatformed are people who actively spread misinformation.
That was when I was on the misinformation thing, yeah.
But you don't hold that opinion anymore?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that works.
Why not?
Because the ideas are really pervasive, so it doesn't really work to just ban them out of existence. Obviously, it didn't work for COVID misinformation. It doesn't work for Trump misinformation. It didn't work for vaccine misinformation. So you probably have to be able to like confront it and deal with it. And then 2, it's because I had a big shift in terms of how I viewed like combating misinformation. For a long time, you've heard like the saying like the truth can barely get its pants on before like a lie gets halfway around the world. There's like all these things or whatever. A lot of people on the right spend a lot of time making their stuff very entertaining, very funny, and that's how they're so good at like messaging to people. And I think people on the left just like don't.
So yes, I think he has an excellent point here, where like, a lot of people on the right do a good job. Like think of somebody like Crowder. does a really good job of making their stuff entertaining. Where I don't really agree with a lot of stuff on the right, but it's hard. It's hard to draw people in if you don't make your shit entertaining, right? If you want people to buy your message or whatever, you very much have to make it entertaining. People on the right are a lot better at that than people on the left. A lot of people on the left don't really try. Because, like, your Hassan, your Bosch, all these people, they don't go out of their way to make their stuff entertaining. They're kind of just doing really generic shit, and then they don't do anything to make it entertaining. They just want to spread their message or whatever the fuck.
Don't even try. I think if you try hard enough, I think you can combat it. It just takes a lot of effort. Yeah.
So you'd say probably these viewpoints, you have a very pragmatic approach to them.
All of it is pragmatic.
Like whatever
hopefully.
works.
Yeah.
Societally, if it did get rid of those opinions to censor all that misinformation, all those people, you'd be in favor of deplatforming. If it was just like you get them off the platform and then
I think it would depend on the type of misinformation and the level of harm. I think. If let's say hypothetically, let's say there was some piece of misinformation you could spread that would get people to like eat Tide Pods or something. And let's say that this particular piece of information was so juicy that like if somebody heard it, there was like a 30% chance that they were gonna start eating Tide Pods. I might say, like, okay, well maybe this speech needs to be banned because like 100 million people just died from eating Tide. Maybe. I can't imagine there's anything like that, but I mean, people just need to do a better job at arguing them.
How come one side of your beard really comes in and the other doesn't?
Because it's called alopecia. I got so stressed out when I was f***ing your mom in the ass after she told me that she had AIDS, that I was worried for a while I was gonna get HIV, and then a bunch of hair fell out.
It's kind of interesting because it's like a very like, there's like none there and it's all there.
I was half joking, but I'm serious. Yeah.
Oh, it looks nice. You think it looks nice?
No, it's fucked.
You have like.
Yeah, but there's like a thing that hopefully comes back in 6 months.
Having any facial hair is good.
Like just 1 or 2 spots is a good thing.
Okay, hold on. You're the person that she's rizzing right now. Can we get like a review? Like, how would you review Destiny's appearance? Like, how would we review
Shut
Destiny?
up. No, stop. Let's go.
This is Destiny's new trad princess, by the way. This is Destiny's, guys, we're here with Destiny's trad groipette. Destiny's red-pilled girlfriend, okay? We're gonna make the Aryan race proud. Wait, do you have blue eyes? Whoa! That's beautiful.
Nice. You're unsafe right now. I know I am. Okay, just sighting my target, okay? Try to be a safe gun owner. Jesus. Let me operate, okay? My God.
Badass now.
That's good. Okay.
Oh my God, I'm in Destiny's car. Can we play all the classic Destiny tracks? Like, Do You Love Black People?
Dude, oh my God, the one with the Jesse Lee Peterson?
Destiny. How did you get the name? Is that a lady name?
Yeah, kind of. I made it when I was like 9.
Online, you pretend to be a woman?
No, I just have a feminine name, I guess.
Yeah, that's a girl name. Men who are liberals are betas. Are you a beta male?
I don't think so.
Beta.
Yeah, dude, like when he like called you a beta, I was like, oh, that was so good.
So we decided to do some fun gamer things, some fun soy things with Destiny.
So I think, I don't know, I never was that big of a fan of Jesse Lee Peterson. Because I think he's really cringe, and that like he doesn't change his ideas ever. He just kind of yells over the other person all the time.
Which included going to an arcade bar, the favorite watering hole among soy gamers in Texas. Although in fairness, I actually enjoyed it quite a bit, so count me in, I guess.
Oh, were you on easy and he was on medium?
We were both on medium.
Oh my God.
Please get early and play your mom's pussy.
Yeah, horribly. True.
It's fucking melt time. Melt time is fucking back.
Dancer, I'm Marty. Look cool. Probably one of the most awkward things is when you're like, somebody comes up to you in a public area and they're kind of like chatting with you, and you're not sure if they're a fan or if it's like somebody talking. And you're gonna be like, I don't mean to sound like conceited, but like, do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Do you know like how?
Have you had it happen where they don't?
Yeah, and then, then I'm like, oh no, I just went like, yeah, oh yeah, it's so awkward.
that must come across like such a fucking dickhead.
Your masculinity is on the line here, Tom.
I'm a beta male, but I'll win.
Yeah, you are.
Oh no, let me get you! Oh! Okay. Oh my God! Oh my God! Another punch thing! No!
Yes!
Why can't you teach you the fucking punch thing, dude? Of course you picked the mortify looking ass girl.
Oh no! Dude, my arms are shorter! Oh, I can do... No, wait! No! No!
Oh, what the fuck?
Shiva, dude.
That's ridiculous. That's the most insane thing I've ever seen in my life.
No! You cheated!
Yeah, I cheated, that's true.
There you go. Good night.
It's not going.
It's very interesting seeing like Destiny just doing random shit. It's very interesting because we always see, because as a viewer we always see him when he's in like serious debate mode or he's doing panels or whatever the fuck. So it's very interesting.
Okay, why don't you play the fucking game? Go ahead, figure it out. Figure it the fuck out, Steven.
I don't know.
No, you know how to play it. Come on, you told me you know how to play it. You can play it. You're a good guy. Oh, you're so good. Wait, you're so good. Wait, I didn't know you were so good at this game. With our time in Austin out of the way, it was time for the second stop on our journey, Alexandria, Louisiana. There we met up with Kennedy and Baker of Intuitive Defense on YouTube. Where can we find your stuff on YouTube for the fans at home?
At intuitivedefense.com, we train people to go from beginner and cross the barrier from beginner into intermediate.
I knew that in case there was an armed conflict, Destiny needed to put the Soylent down for a moment and pick up a Glock to defend himself from the libtard horde.
Alright, so we're en route currently to shoot guns with Destiny. We're in Alexandria, Louisiana. I've never been somewhere with like so much nothing. Now keep in mind, I'm from like New England. I'm from like a small town in New England. So we're really out in the sticks here. This is where the most badass American patriots are currently living, who are going to be saving America from the leftist scourge brought on by Stephen Bonnell II, also known as Destiny, also known as Diggity.
What's up, D? Yeah, dude. Anything for you. So I feel like you hadn't been in enough controversy. And obviously, you need just a little more. No, come back, come back. I'm defending this country against the soy libtards like you. Cuck. He's running away. I'm gonna go get him. I will defend America. I'll defend America.
I'm gonna fight for Nancy Pelosi. Kamala Harris.
Matt Gaetz owns you. Matt Gaetz owns you, little bro. The right wing owns you.
The right? Are you
the
serious?
right owns you.
I'm gonna cuck you so hard. Yeah.
You wanna wait? Oh my God!
That's
You
right.
got me 4?
Yeah.
Whoa! Look at this guy, dude. Wait, hold on. Oh, it doesn't matter. This is more important. Come here. There we go. Oh my God!
Look.
I love this little guy. Oh my God! We're solving wars. Steven is trying to escape his responsibilities for defending this country against militant extremists. So we're gonna go find him, find out what he's doing. He might be soying. He's in his goon cave right now. We're gonna get this little Steven to do his fucking job. So we can do what we say.
Fuck. I was a big kitchen.
You're disrespecting your country. You're letting them down. What are you doing? You're on your fucking phone?
Yeah,
We're doing a tactical military operation right now. You have no respect for your commanding officer, which is me.
Stop.
I love making out with my inferior officers. You disrespect this country. You disrespect the United States military. This is what we do to libtards. These are libtards in Louisiana. Really do it? Okay. Do it. Ow! Holy shit, that hurt. I said we got that libtard taken care of. He'll be way more respectful of his commanding officer now. He needs to get his T levels checked in a serious way.
Come with me.
Oh my God, get some footage of this silly ass jacket.
This is my shooting jacket. Technically though, like that's probably pretty good, right? Because you're not like shooting like, it's not like you're shooting everything, like it's all like about in that area. So if you fix the trigger pull, it'd probably look about like minor graces.
This is really nice to me.
No, shut up. You loser. Right, it says it's got 9 rounds.
Yeah.
But then when I put in, but then when I put in the next one, now it says 11
you
rounds.
look for the shiny.
Yeah. Thanks, I know. Look, how many rounds are in this?
6.
Wait, what?
That's the follower. This is the base plate.
Oh yeah, duh. Yeah, I was making sure you knew about that because a lot of people don't know about the base plates and the Glock mags, you know.
Hey now, You're a rock star. Come on, go play. And all that glitters is gold. Only shooting stars. Huh?
You can't sing and shoot at the same time.
Break the mold.
Being able to get a good.
Does it come on my nose?
No.
Okay.
Wait, suck it in, hold it in your mouth, and now just push out your nose.
Did that work?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's so
You look so
cool.
badass on
Oh
video,
my
dude.
god. Let me do this. Hold on.
Okay. Try to when you do it, flare your nostrils.
I can't. I don't know how to do that. I'll do that when I'm mad. Gotcha.
I think I bought this one.
Just making sure I'm not gonna get any friendly fire over here, okay?
I'm not one of your fucking orbiters, okay? So don't drag me into your mess.
I'm gonna drag my nuts across your face, okay?
I wouldn't even mind, just like the girls you from your
You
stream.
fucking love it.
Call me Lav the way I'll lather your dick after I make a false allegation against Hassan Piker. That was the whole strat from the beginning, wasn't
Was it the whole strat from the beginning?
Manipulate her into slandering your enemies and then pretend to have a problem with it.
Holy shit. That's a wild accusation, but that wouldn't be the first time you've made a baseless one, huh?
Oh. Is if you get put in a situation and all of a sudden you have to shoot and then operate that light, you're going to come up, operate that light, and you're not.
Hey Steve,
On the range.
we're gonna wear these when we're shooting tomorrow.
What are they? Okay, what else? There has to be, no, can we find like the real coat section, you fucking retard? You're in the fucking flannel, like poser section, okay? God, maybe if you cut your hair, you wouldn't have to fucking brush out of your eyes.
I like to have it so
Did
that
you
you can
dye it
wear
today?
it.
Oh
I did
my
not
god.
fucking dye it.
Look at how different the color is from your eyebrows, bro. Your eyebrow.
Why are your pupils so small? Wait, can you look at how small his pupils are?
No, that's normal. You're just high all the time, so
That's
you can't tell what
not
they look like
normal.
anymore.
That's not normal.
Yes, it is.
They're fucking, are you on Fentanyl?
Why did that make my
Bro,
pupils small?
I'm so addicted to Destiny streams, I did Fentanyl.
Shut up.
I did Fentanyl.
You know what I hate about the smalls? Every time you open the fucking pockets, you know what's in these?
What the fuck?
It's so fucking horrible.
Get another one, come on, get it out.
Stop! This doesn't even
That looks
fit
like
me.
it fits
I
you
can't.
perfectly.
Look at
Tell
me.
me that doesn't fit him.
No.
Yeah, you have the smallest shoulders
I've got
I've
the
ever seen
I'm like
on
a
man.
triangle. I'm a walking triangle.
Walking
when you look
pizza.
at me. That's how broad my shoulders
Johnny
are.
Bravo.
Yes!
Right here, dude. I found a medium.
Bro! Holy
You
shit.
look so
Are you
cute,
getting that for your
bundled up in
girlfriend?
this. That's funny.
Yes! I'm sorry, dude. I got it. I needed some medium. Okay.
I like how every time you laugh, your shoulders are like, you just fart at me. Being with you, it's like being with like a shithead younger brother.
You're in the men's section. You're not allowed to shop here. Bitch. Oh my god. She's white. Make fun of her for that. That's cool.
Make fun of her? That's good.
I bet her ancestors owned slaves. You see how blue those eyes are?
I bet she owns slaves now.
True.
Speaking of blue eyes.
What? Barely.
Barely?
Barely.
Barely?
How am I 35 so getting dragged around clothing shopping by some white woman?
How are you 35 spending all day playing League of Legends like a loser?
I don't play League. I did that when I was
I don't
33.
play-
Dumbass. Yeah, way
true.
different.
Now you play what?
Way fucking different.
Factorio?
The only reason I played League that long is because your mom would suck me off out of my Wait, hang that up.
Hang that up. You have to hang that up.
You know what his girlfriend's favorite food brand is? Gerber.
Gerber? I hardly know her. Oh, you're gonna need some of these after I roast you? You fill up your diaper?
I just filled up my diaper. Lab exposed me again.
He's gonna get kicked out.
How funny would it be if we could kick out of a Walmart on video?
If we get
You show we're that
I don't wanna get
autistic?
kicked. I don't do that. I'm not that kind of streamer.
I don't do that.
I'm not that kind of streamer.
I'm not that kind of streamer.
Good one, dude.
I'm just the most degenerate guy. Just Adam 22.
Stop. You gotta get the away from me.
What the?
Yeah, bro.
I can be anything I want.
Yeah. Nice to meet you too, man. Does Tom have fans anywhere? Unlock it.
I always open the door for my ladies.
Oh my god.
I open the door for my ladies.
Oh, my bae, my
You gonna
bae.
fart at me again?
Oh my god, thank you. Hello. Hey, babe. No. You're gonna definitely hurt yourself, okay?
Okay, get inside. We are officially returning to the Intuitive Defense residence. Yesterday at Walmart, we made sure to get some cool clothing to wear. Climb to the fucking car that I rented. You can't even open the fucking trunk. Ugh. Oh shit! How'd you do that? So epic. This is going in the video, right? Oh my god. Well, owned. Oh, that was so epic, dude. I know we've had a lot of people complaining about representation on the Turkey Tom channel. You know, they say, Tom, where's Black Turkey Tom? Okay, so my son at home can relate and have a YouTube role model other than KSI. Well, I'm proud to announce that we're officially representing now. We picked this up the other day from Gucci. You know, I just really wanted to speak out for the community and pay back the people who have made me rich and successful to the point where I can afford to rent this shitbox Jeep where the trunk doesn't even fucking open. I love you. I love you. You still in bed?
Wait, this is actually where Destiny lives? Wait, this is actually where Destiny lives.
Oh, the sun is shining, son. It's time to do your chores. It's time to take out the trash.
Go start practicing so I can come out and shoot, you fucking loser.
What do you mean, dude? You need to practice. You're in fucking bed, dude.
I've already done all this.
You didn't play COD with us last night?
Yeah, I'm sleeping, trying not to die.
Oh my god, dude. Holy shit, you're literally a pussy, dude. You're literally a pussy. We tried. We're kind of unsuccessful in waking the soy boy, but that's okay.
Hi. Are you winning?
I'm waiting for you to put your glasses on, dork. Got a representation?
Hell yes.
You pat your belly?
Bro. Or not MLK, sorry, Malcolm X. He's from Lincoln, you know? That's
You can lose a little more weight.
I'm about to lose 180 pounds if you talk to me like that ever again. Put your ears on. You're gonna go deaf.
Destiny's so concerned with my health. It's so sweet. Oh, Destiny's a fucking shit. Bottle the shit. Some black excellence right there. Good shit. You like lobster?
Only when I can their mouths.
Do you like to eat lobster?
I like to hold their claws like pigtails, and then I go like, like that.
Oh, the vegan gains lobster thing. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they're sentient. And then you're like, they have like 2 neurons.
Yeah, and I've got a no accident, so suck my dick. No accidents and 20 speeding tickets. So who's really keeping the country safe? Okay.
You were on a court date or no?
Damn.
Court date?
For speeding.
I had my license revoked for 2 years.
Really?
Yeah, King Iowa, me.
Okay, so you have malfunction. What do you do?
Start smoking, it'll make you better at shooting. All right, Steve, you want to do one more and then call it a day?
Sure.
All right.
Tiebreaker. You want to both fire out of this one?
Let's do this guy.
Okay.
If they ever do influencer boxing again and they offer us each like a large sum of money, that'd be so fun.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's like pretend we're gonna go easy on each other, but I'm just gonna beat the shit out of you.
Okay.
We
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
I think my reach. I think my reach. I would just own you.
Yeah, but we've
you
been
got these little
roiding.
arms.
We'd both roid for months. I'd get in there.
You can't do that.
I'd get in there. I'd give you the hugs, and then hit you in the back of the head. That's some strategy, right?
Yeah.
Load up! I'm hungry. I wanna go to Applebee's.
All right, this one's loaded. Do you want to go first?
If I go first, it's gonna be hard because you're gonna say I'm not gonna miss a single time, so you get a lot of pressure. 8 rounds, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4,
5,
5,
6,
6,
7, 8. Load your weapon. Slayer.
Fuck! Oh my god. Look empty?
Yep.
Magwell? Yep. Cool. So we have 1 miss, okay? That's a count. That's absolutely a count.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
2 miss and 3, I guess. This is, yeah.
3 misses.
3 misses.
So 5 hits.
Fuck! Load your weapon! Okay, you remember the order?
Yep.
Okay. Threat! No shot, that doesn't count. Oh my god.
Okay, I think I hit 6.
I think you really only missed 1.
So for sure, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Good game.
You're a champion.
Good job.
Good job.
DGG.
You did it.
That's DGG. Guys, I feel a dark presence in this forest. I think there's a libtard here. We've got a serious fucking problem here. Oh my God. I didn't think it was this bad. Oh my God, all of his cuckery, all of his soy, all of his estrogen, all of his fentanyl, all of his pooptanol, dude, it's everywhere. But it's okay. I've dealt with situations like this before. I've been hired by many individuals across the great Pan-American landscape to deal with the libtard scourge in the only way I know how, by teaching them to be an alpha male. Too much soy, dude? You get closer than that. Okay, all right. Okay, all right, good night. No work ethic from these people, dude. These Californians have no respect for anything.
Louisiana was great. Big thanks to Kennedy and Baker. You can check out their channel in the description below.
We're gonna go back to the beginning. We're gonna go back to the way beginning.
Okay.
What were you like growing up? What were your plans? Who do you want to be?
Just kind of, you know, lived a day to day, you know.
Fucking strangling.
What are you doing? You're making it awkward.
Okay, so you're in wind ensemble growing up. You're passionate
Concert
about
band,
music.
actually. I'm sorry, it was a concert band. But yeah, no violins. I'm play saxophone.
Violins,
Yeah.
playing saxophone.
Yeah,
growing
which makes
up.
sense. Yeah.
And you go to college for that.
Yeah.
And before that, you had gone to a
High
Catholic
school.
high school.
Yeah, Jesuit.
Jesuit
Mhm.
high school.
Yeah.
Did you do well in school?
I took a lot of good classes, but I was kind of bad at homework and stuff.
Why? You're lazy?
Yeah.
The things you don't like?
I had focus issues. If it wasn't like.
So I think this is something that people with ADD always struggle with, because I struggle with this a lot too. Where like it's not that you didn't know the stuff to complete the homework; it was just that like you couldn't focus to save your life to actually do it.
Like interested in me, I didn't want to like spend any time on it outside of class, so I would play video games.
Okay.
Probably too many video games.
But despite that, you did okay.
Let's say my GPA was below a 3.0. Probably shouldn't have been.
Below a 3?
Yeah.
So you go to state school. You're in college. You're doing music stuff.
Okay, this is good.
And I guess you were enjoying that or something. Did you have it in your mind that you were going to make money from that or be successful in any way?
Probably not. I'm always pretty pragmatic. But I was doing really good at another job I had, like at a casino. So I figured I could just like, that would have been my career, and I could do music on the side.
And your family had money?
No.
No?
No.
What did your parents do growing up?
My parents were in the Air Force, and then my dad got his full retirement. My mom left a year early, unfortunately.
Okay, so he got his pension.
Yeah.
And then what, he's working outside of that?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. My mom did daycare full-time.
At your house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then my dad kind of helped her with that, so.
So you were around a lot of like little kids growing up then?
Yeah.
Okay. You think that like helped you socially?
They call me like babies. I like babies. I think babies are cute.
Really?
I mean, I
That's
understand like kids, like different stages of development and shit, because you'd see so many of them.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I didn't socialize with them much. I was usually up in my room playing games while my parents watched the kids.
And you have the casino job that's going well.
Yeah.
You have school, but at some point you reach this inflection point when it's not working out. You don't have enough time to do school with the job.
Yeah, basically. I think I was probably working around 60 hours a week at the casino job, and it was a graveyard shift.
And then as soon as I got to school, I failed almost every single class because I was missing tests, I was missing exams, I was missing classes, because I would always be staying late to work at the casino. It me.
So coming in and doing a graveyard while also doing music school full-time was pretty schedule intensive.
Yeah, you weren't really sleeping, I assume.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
So he gets a lot of shit for this, right? But I think how do I word this? I don't think it was a bad decision for him, because it sounds like he wouldn't have had any time to do the school anyways. And from what I understand, he had to stay at that job because he didn't have anybody to support him or whatever. So I don't think it really was another option for him.
What'd you say?
And with all that, despite the stress, you were in a decent position in life. I know you got a house around that time. You had your car. I mean, things were doing okay, right?
I don't think I had a house before I quit school.
Maybe not before you quit school, but for the casino, you had to get approved by their like office or something to give them to give proof to the loan, to get pre-proof of the loan to get the house. And so you were making decent money at the casino, like what, 20 an hour?
It was 15 an hour, and then a lot of overtime.
But the casino job's going really good. People like you, and then in your mind, you realize there's a point when they're getting ready to write you up and sort of paper you out, right?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
The well, kind of not. I didn't realize that until afterwards, but I started to run into problems with management,
and I didn't understand like corporate management communication styles or anything. I was just like totally clueless. And I was a really good worker.
Well, I have this job at the casino where I'm doing really well. People really like me there. I kick ass at the job that I do. I knew everything about every part of the casino. I knew how to do other people's jobs. I could issue comps out of other computers. I knew how the entire back end to the reward system worked. I knew how all the IT and everything worked between my restaurant and the IT department.
And I always thought that like just being a good worker is enough probably to insulate you from all forms of disciplinary action. And that's not true.
No.
Especially once I started to butt heads with my manager in terms of like how to do shit at the restaurant. So yeah, I kind of got marked for deletion, and I didn't realize it until it was too late.
But at the time, you were playing a lot of video games.
Yeah, I always was playing games. Yeah.
From when you were a young kid until your adulthood, and you would sink time into that after work, I assume. Twitch wasn't really a thing, right? Twitch wasn't.
No,
really
streaming at all wasn't really a thing. No.
Yeah, but I mean, how did you get involved in that? How did you even start getting into streaming?
I want to say a long, long time ago. It must have been when I was still working at the casino. No, it wasn't. It was afterwards. I think a friend turned me on to the idea. Kyle.
Kyle, say hi to everybody.
You and your webcam.
Dude, you're fucking enormous, Kyle.
No, he's got a big army.
Yes, it worked!
Kyle, it's a retard magnet.
It turned me on to the idea of like, there were like some kids I think online that kind of did streaming stuff where they found a way to like live stream their computer games and like shout and play and all that.
But it wasn't on like Justin.tv even.
No, I think Justin TV I think existed, but back then it was a guy with a camera on his head who was trying to like live stream his life, which was at the time, ironically enough, is what has become kind of more popular now. But at the time,
People did that back then?
He did. Justin did.
Okay.
And then, but the website that I started streaming on was actually livestream.com, and then I switched to ustream.com, and then eventually justin.tv.
Okay. Did you make money off livestream.com or ustream.com?
Not on the websites directly, but sometimes people would ship you like $5 on PayPal or whatever. So.
Okay, so you had a little bit of donations coming in, but nothing serious.
A little bit, yeah.
But at some point while you're working this casino job.
That was that streaming stuff though. That was during the carpet cleaning job after though.
Okay, so you weren't streaming at all during the casino
No.
thing? Not at all?
No.
So you get fired from the casino.
Yeah.
You have no work history, and that's when you go from a job that's decently paying. You had your house. I think you had a pretty nice car, right? You had the GTI back then.
Yeah.
Which is like, I mean, expensive car for someone who's in their early 20s, $45,000, something like that.
I want to say like $30,000 or $25,000, but
maybe back then.
Maybe yeah.
More expensive now. Monetary value of money changes with time.
Wow.
I learned that from your mom.
Good, yeah. She teach you real versus nominal value?
She taught me real versus nominal value. She also taught me fiscal responsibility.
That's really good.
Yeah.
Real versus nominal is like, real would be like actual, like in inflation adjusted, and then nominal is like what it was at the time. So like when you tell a girl like my dick is like 7 inches long, that's a nominal value because that's in Tom's world. But in the real world, it's probably like 3 or 4 inches, 7?
That's too small.
Yeah.
We're in the BWC gang.
Oh yeah,
okay.
BWC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know why you pay your camera guys so much, because he's getting angles for BWC porn.
You make me want to say the N-word so bad. Oh my god.
Why?
Bro. Because you just make me rage.
Just say it.
Okay.
You're fine.
No, I'm not going to say it.
No,
It's
just
fine.
say it one time.
I don't want to say it.
Why?
I don't want to say it.
If I say it with you, will it be okay?
I'm not a fucking racist.
Okay, that's fine.
I never say that word.
Me neither.
True. So you get fired from that job, and why do you start carpet cleaning? I mean, that seems like, not that it's like, a beneath anyone, but I mean, it's kind of like less good than the casino job.
Yeah, I don't know. I basically cashed out my 401k that might have had like, God, maybe like, I don't even know. It was less than $10,000. But I think I cashed out like my 401k and everything from the casino. And then I'm at home and StarCraft 2 comes out. So I start like grinding that for a few months while I live off my 401k. But then eventually like, I have to get a job again because I'm running out of money. And my girlfriend is working at the time, but we have to keep the house. So I don't know what to do because I don't like the idea of downgrading jobs. It feels really weird because every job has been like a step up. And I can't really use the casino now for my work history since I got fired. So I just have this huge like gaping hole except for McDonald's. And then I ended up failing college for the casino job. So my shit is kind of like...
Did you apply to a bunch of places and the carpet cleaning was the only one that got back?
I applied to a few places, but my uncle was actually friends with somebody that worked at that job and he turned me on to it. He's like,
so you knew you could get it?
Yeah. I was like, okay, fine, sure.
What were you making there?
It's complicated. Technically, I made 16 an hour for commission. The jobs were like really scattered throughout the day. So sometimes it sucked. So for instance, I might come into work at 7 a.m. and from 7 to 8, we were like preparing our trucks. And then maybe I've got one job from like 9 to 11 and I might make $32 for that 9 to 11 job. And then I might have one more job from like 1 to 3 and I might make another $32 there, and then I'm gonna have one more job from like 5 to 7, and I'll make another $32 there. So that's like 96 bucks, but I'm there for like maybe 13 or 14 hours.
Yeah.
So.
And you can't just like go home between and do.
I mean, like
stuff.
I can, but like the gas, the wear and tear on the car, it's like a 15-minute drive home. Like between every job, it's just.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I started to, in my carpet cleaning truck, if I had time between jobs, when I started streaming, I would drive home and just like stream a little bit between jobs. I think there might still be a YouTube video out there. I refer to a place called Guaranteed Clean. I think there's a YouTube video of me like calling a lady and trying to push her job back an hour. Like, hey, this is Steve from Guaranteed Clean.
Hey, this is Steve with Guaranteed Clean. I was just calling to let you know that we just finished up our last job, but we are in Council Bluffs, so the drive's a little long. I'll probably be there closer to 2:30. If there's any problem with that, just give me a call back at 714-8841. Thank you very much. Otherwise, I'll plan on seeing you around then. Thank you. All right, one more game, bros.
Will you push your carpet cleaning job back
You're
1
comfortable
hour?
doing that on live stream? You didn't think that might get
Yeah,
you
well, back
fired?
then it was like 30 people watching. Like that had no connection to the real world at all.
So there was zero chance.
No.
Yeah.
When I first started streaming, I remember I like added all my viewers on like my Facebook friends list. I was like, oh, cool.
Like just all of your friends from fucking high school,
why not,
college, whatever. You're like, who cares? I mean, that meant that your personal life and your streaming life never really had like a disconnect. You were never like anonymous.
Yeah, kind of, yeah. I never really thought about it much. Like being anonymous, like I don't care. Like my first name on Justin TV was Steven_Bonnell_II.
But even with like saying all the crazy shit you were saying, you weren't worried it would come back to bite you?
I don't think so, no. I'm trying to think. I just don't think cancel culture and shit was really that much of a thing back then. That really.
Yeah, so I mean, back then, nobody really canceled anybody. Like the sheer amount of people that like said the N-word and said all kinds of slurs and all kinds of crazy shit back then. Nobody could really cancel each other because everybody had said like fucking wild shit.
It took off in like 2013, I think.
Yeah, but
like the idea of like getting fired or something happened to you because of something you said online in like 2010. Would that?
It seemed ridiculous.
I don't think it happened much. Not that I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. So the carpet cleaning job, was that good? Was that fun?
No.
Shit.
Yeah.
Because of the money, because of the job itself.
Money, job itself, customers, every part of it was horrible.
Were you making enough to get by?
No.
Were you in debt?
I think house payments started to fall behind, and then I don't think any other bills lapsed, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I never went into like payday loans or anything because I knew how stupid they were. I'd rather just lose my house.
Was your girlfriend at the time, was she helping you out?
Yeah, she was. She always worked. Yeah.
So while you're doing carpet cleaning and you're trying to stream a little bit, you get your girlfriend pregnant at the time, right?
Yeah. I mean, we both did it. It wasn't just me. You made that sound like a rape.
Don't people just say got her pregnant?
Well, it was a two-person process, okay?
Okay, you collectively got
Thank
her
you, yeah,
pregnant.
we got pregnant,
There you go.
yeah.
You cohabitated
There we go,
that
thank you, yeah.
situation. What's going through your head when you, at 24, have a kid on the way?
20, wasn't that, I think it was like 21.
Okay, at 21.
Nathan was born in March of 2011, so.
Okay.
I was born in 88, so.
So you were 21.
22.
You were my age now.
Yeah.
What's going through your head when that happens?
I think she tells me and I don't believe her and I just roll over and go to sleep. And I'm like, fuck.
That's it?
Well, what the fuck are you gonna do?
I'm sorry, that's such a funny reaction. I see, because of how long I've been watching Destiny, I completely believe him because that totally sounds like something he would do. But like, just the thought of like, your girl texted you, hey, you know, I'm pregnant, blah, blah, blah. And then you don't believe her. Turn your phone back off and just kind of roll back over to sleep and don't even question. It's kind of wild to me. Because, I mean, usually, whenever you get big news like that, right? A lot of people have, like, this, like, fucking mental breakdown about it. But they're just like, oh, you know, I don't believe her, and rolls back over to sleep. That's kind of wild.
Gotta go to work.
At the time, were you like, let's get rid of it?
I mean, I was like super pro-life at the time, so it wasn't really an option.
You were conservative?
Not really, but I was pretty pro-life. I grew up very conservative. No, actually, I would have still been pretty conservative, yeah.
Why were you pro-life? Was that like a religious thing?
It just seemed like the most logically consistent. Like, how can you, like, when does life begin if not at conception, right?
Okay, and nothing had dissuaded you outside of that? No research or anything?
Not at the time, no.
Okay, so you basically are like, well, I'm having the kid. There's no way around it. I'm gonna have this kid. Meanwhile, you're falling behind on bills. You're working a shitty job. Was your relationship going well?
No.
Why?
We just didn't. We don't live together well.
Why?
Because we were different people, and yeah.
You said at the time that like you were hitting each other or something.
I remember you showed your scars from fighting with her on stream. That was a long time ago. That was when I was documenting evidence in case she tried to do shit. But like I said, we've moved on from all of that, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I think when I disconnect, I kind of like withdraw a lot, and then the other person starts to go crazy because I'm like kind of pulling back and they want more, and then that escalates into bad things. Yeah.
Why weren't you getting along? You can't talk about that?
It wasn't like, I bet if you asked her, she'd have more reasons. I don't ever remember like a particular thing. I think it was more just me kind of like slowly withdrawing or losing interest kind of, and then her like kind of pursuing more.
There it is.
And then that like dynamic.
More
always,
attention from you.
Yeah, and then that dynamic
And that
always
made
like gets
you
really explosive.
irritated?
Kind of, yeah, I guess.
Why did you withdraw? What happened?
I don't know, that's my problem solving style. I just like withdraw and close up, lock down.
I talked to you about this earlier, but I watched this video from 2014 of you. It has like 60K views in your channel. A ton of recent comments actually from newer DGGers, but the video is you talking about like the state of your life and your trajectory, and, like how you feel about things, and you talk about how you get bored of women.
I think it's like a double-edged sword. Like in one hand, I can joke about any aspect of my life. Like I really don't. It doesn't bother me that much. But in other hands, sometimes it's hard to take things seriously, which is another big problem I have. Right. And other times, like in relationships, like if there's a serious discussion, usually I'll be making jokes, and the other person will be mad. They're like, "Oh, you can't take anything seriously." And it's like, I mean, to some extent, you're kind of right. I really don't take anything seriously. So I mean, it's good sometimes. It's bad other times. It really just depends.
And like every relationship you had, because you'd had relationships before that, and you had a wife before that, right?
Yeah, my girlfriend from high school. We had to get married for FAFSA stuff to get student aid.
Okay. So every relationship you had basically went, you meet her, you get really infatuated, you guys get along really well, and then at a certain point you kind of get bored, and maybe if there's problems you kind of sink into yourself and just go focus on yourself and don't care
Maybe a
about
little bit.
anything
I don't know if I would say there was a pattern at that point though, because my kid's mom was my second serious relationship. So like
at that point I think you had said that you felt it was kind of a pattern where you'd get like infatuated with someone and you like feel in love
I
with
think
them.
retroactively I kind of realized it, but at the time there was no way, because again it was my second relationship. There's no way I could establish or identify a pattern at that point.
Right. Okay. So you guys aren't getting along. Life's kind of shit. In this video, you say that was like the closest you've gotten to maybe wanting to be yourself.
Dude, I got so f***ed up at that job, dude. It was the closest I'd ever come to f***ing kill myself.
Wow. Just because of how dark things were.
Yeah.
And then your friend, Chris, who you had online, who you knew very well apparently.
Kind of. That was earlier. He killed himself while I was still working at the casino.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Okay, I thought, okay.
The Chris thing, we've talked about this a million f***ing times. Basically, Chris thing is a friend that I hung out with every weekend. He's the one that actually got me into poker.
Right. Ostensibly.
And there are videos of people where they claim that you kind of contributed to his death in some way because you guys had some conversation about like existence and the meaning of life, and he was telling you he was just in a really rough spot and he was really doing poorly. And there's a video of you saying, like, at some point you basically said to him, like, well, I guess if that's really how you feel, you should just do it.
Basically, he got busted for marijuana. It was like a $600 ticket or a $600 fine or something. He thought he'd never have the money for it. And basically, he said that he would pretty much figured that since he had nothing going for him, he was going to kill himself. And at the time, because of where I was at in my life, we talked a lot about it. And I was like, I mean, like, it's your life, dude. Don't let anybody else control you. If you really feel like yourself is the best thing, then by all means, like, go for it. Personally, I disagree or whatever. And then he did it. So, I mean, at the time, I was okay with it. I mean, this is really f***ed up. I took the night off work and just played StarCraft all night. But looking back on it later, I think it was a pretty big mistake.
He did it.
Jesus. Is that really what I said?
Yeah.
That's wild.
In the video. And then in this video that I watched, you're kind of like talking about how like you kind of regret not doing everything you could to like stop that from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what actually happened, the thing is, like, when I tell the story, depending on like the clips, like I feel like it's obvious I'm joking at points, but maybe it's not, depending on the compilation you've seen.
Okay.
But basically what happened was actually I could say whatever I want about him because he's dead. He was kind of a loser in that he didn't I don't even know if he finished high school. He didn't like know how to drive. He didn't really have a job. He kind of didn't do anything. But he was like a cool dude. We like play games growing up. I would drive over every weekend to pick him up and then bring him back to Omaha, and we'd hang out, we'd play poker, whatever, play games and stuff. And I guess one of the ways that he was making money on the side was selling weed. And he got busted selling weed to an undercover cop. So he had like an upcoming trial date, and he had literally nothing happening whatsoever in his life. And
no job, no girlfriend.
Yeah, nothing.
Couldn't drive?
No.
How do you not learn how to drive?
I don't know, he was like 20 years old. Nothing.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you know how to drive?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
That's
Does he know how to drive? Not a clear yes.
He's paid. He's bought and paid for. Controlled opposition.
He gets busted with that. We're talking for a bit. It's me, him. There's another guy called Ted, who's a friend of his as well. But he basically starts talking about how he thinks he wants to himself. We're kind of like talking back and forth, and obviously I don't want him to kill himself. He's my best friend.
Yeah.
And I try to kind of like hype him up a little bit, where I'm like, oh, like I don't think you should do it because obviously like you've got a lot of things that you can do in life and blah blah blah. And we're still young and all that. And he's kind of like going back and forth on it. He starts talking about like how he tries to like kill himself in like really shitty, retarded ways. Like I remember one of the things he said was he tried like tying shoelaces around his like legs to like suffocate him and die. I don't know.
To
like,
make like a blood clot or something.
yeah, I guess. Yeah, like dumb shit. Yeah. And he's telling me about this, and we're kind of like, we're still like talking back and forth. And I'm just like, hey, like I think it's probably not a good idea. Yeah, I think I was playing Brood War, and then Rachel and her friend were over, and then for some reason her friend Sarah, she's like, oh shit, Steve, and I'm like, what's up? And she's like, is this like Chris from your friend, like in Iowa? And like, what's up? And then there's like a news article of some guy that got ran over by a train on some train tracks. Like, oh shit.
Especially the way that he did it, he was pretty adventurous. Probably shouldn't say adventurous. He decided to lay down on some railroad tracks and himself. Oh, holy shit! They have pictures of him here. Damn.
And he apparently himself like the prior night. And when I talk about like regrets that I have, I guess the big conflict I had at the time was I didn't know if I should like reach out and like call the cops or like talk to his parents or talk to like a mental health professional, because we didn't really have mental health back in 2010. That was like a 2020 thing.
Was he a close friend of yours?
Yeah, of course, yeah. He was my closest. I knew him since I was like 4 or 5 years old, I think.
So probably like your closest childhood friend.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, and then we hung out like every weekend and shit. But I felt like if I contacted somebody else, I don't know if I'm like betraying his trust or if that's like a thing that's like fair for me to do.
I guess looking back, would you have contacted someone?
Yeah, I probably should have. I think so. Yeah.
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 Did that fuck you up at the time?
No, I mean I felt pretty. I've always been like kind of a numb-ish person. I was probably more numb back then to everything in general, but yeah, I mean it sucked. I missed work that night.
Because you were crying, you were sad?
I don't know, I felt like I probably should have.
So it wasn't even out of any real emotion, it was just like, I guess.
I don't know, it felt weird. A person's here and then they're gone, and then there's like a guy, and I like look at my AOL Instant Messenger thing, and he's like never gonna log in again, and then I go on Battle of the Net, and I see his like shit there, and I go on RuneScape, and I see his like an old account there, and I'm like, damn, it's kind of weird.
If it would have been like 2 or 3 years later, and my mind was in a different spot, or if I was in a different spot philosophically, I would have done everything I could to stop him from doing it, because I think it's, like, looking back on it now, it's pretty stupid. He was a pretty smart dude. He was really good at all the games and shit that he played, and he was really good at talking to people. He was just kind of f***ed up where he was at in life, you know? Looking back on it now, I would have done everything I could have to stop him. I would have called his parents, would have called the cops, you know, shit like that, but I wasn't mature enough, I guess, philosophically to think about it at the time, you know?
Yeah, well, I mean, that shows some sense of humanity, probably.
Yeah, I think
You're not
so.
a total psycho.
Yeah, I'm pretty human.
So I think that's fair, because I think he said that he was like 19 or 20 or something, like about the time it happened. Like they were like super young. See, it's not like he would have really thought to do those things at the time. Especially because like his friend, I guess, it sounded like he really wanted to do it. Obviously it's like fucked up that like it happened, but like even says there that like looking back he definitely should have stopped it or like called the cops or whatever. Especially because like you said back then there really wasn't mental health professionals and stuff really back then. That didn't really become a thing till like 2020, like you said, like I'd say 2018, 2020, around there.
Most of the time.
Well, during this video that you're talking about how you feel like, especially early on with streaming and stuff, probably until a few years ago, you used to talk about your sociopathic traits or whatever quite a bit. One of the things you talk about here is like somebody's like, so what's to stop you from becoming like a serial killer? And you're like, well, there's a few reasons. I mean, first I like my life, I'll probably go to jail. And the second reason, honestly, no, that's probably the only reason. I'm probably, you know, really
I don't want to like go to jail, damn. But also, I don't think anybody's giving him like a reason to kill them. Well, nah, actually, at this point, maybe a couple people, but
well,
I still go to jail.
Isn't it wrong?
Well, maybe, yeah, that too. But I feel like if I was going to kill somebody, they must have done something to make me really want to kill them, right?
Well, I guess the implication of being a serial killer is that you're doing it for no
Yeah, I would never kill people at random. That's deranged.
Well, yeah. But I think that's the first response, usually.
Oh, yeah, that would be deranged. But if you ask me, would you, like, kill people? Well, like, there's a... maybe.
Glock 17 is not gonna happen, all right?
Well, at the time, I think the only person you wanted to kill was the kid that was DDoSing you.
True. Oh, I did troll the shit out of the DDoS kid. That's a guy, that's one of the people, like, legitimately, like, I was so, you have no, like, it's actually kind of scary, like, how close I was to getting people together to go down to his house and kill him and his family. Or it would have just been him and his father. I don't, because I didn't know anything about it. Dude, that was some of the most fucked up shit in my entire life. I was so fucking close to doing it.
But I don't really blame you for that one.
Thank you.
Because that kind of sucks.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jesus. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I mean, like I said, content creation back then, like, the content creators were fucking insane. Like, you could get away with just about anything back then. Like I said, you know, that was back when, like, Keemstar was dropping the N-bomb, all that shit. Yeah, you could really get away with just about anything. There really wasn't rules back then. But it is, oh, I know, I was gonna say, so it is interesting to see Steven talk about that, like, the only thing really stopping him is, assuming that, like, the person did him dirty is that, like, he get in trouble or whatever. Which, I mean, it's fair. I feel like that's fair for most people. Like, I feel like most people, it's mostly the getting in trouble. I can see that, like, he comes off as very, like, emotionally numb, so I kind of get that, but, like, I'm kind of like that too, so, like, I don't know. So, like, the monotone voice and the, like, his emotions not changing very much is just kind of normal for me, personally. You know, that's just me. That's just me.
People still hate you for that.
Okay.
You don't care?
No.
Are you totally, like, just disaffected by how people don't
I don't
like
think
you?
most people understand the position. I told you earlier when we were at dinner, what's the quickest way to become unenviable?
Your mom.
Good one. It's if you're out of touch and victimizing yourself.
Yeah.
Those make you impossible to relate to. So at the time, I might have been like the biggest streamer in the world when that was happening, because there was a period where StarCraft 2 was the most popular streaming game, and I was arguably the most popular StarCraft 2 streamer. So I was just de facto like the largest streamer.
Yeah.
So if I'm complaining about getting DDoSed and stuff, while I'm like pretty successful streaming and everything, I just look like...
You were self-aware of that even back then?
No, back then I wasn't at all.
No.
No.
So you would complain about it a lot?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So back then, I mean, going back to, you know, your relationship, things were not really going well. When did you start taking streaming seriously as a thing that, like, I should hunker down and, like, do this, and this should be a thing I do?
I think it was when Rachel was still pregnant. Justin TV, I remember Emmett started emailing us saying that they were going to start paying out, like, ad revenue. And I got my very first paycheck from JTV, I think for, like, $200 or something. I have the email. It was in, like, I think it was in December of 2010, and it was, like, $203.64. So when I saw the paycheck, I went back and then I added up what I made on PayPal, and then I looked at the hours that I'd spent streaming, and I'm like, pretty sure if I just streamed for the same amount of hours that I do my carpet cleaning job, I'd make like about the same amount of money. Why the f would I do carpet cleaning when I just sit at home and do this? It's so much easier.
Did it take off immediately? Was this like an instant thing?
It's always been like a slow, gradual build. Like in the first year, I'd have to imagine maybe around like 100 to 150 viewers, maybe.
In one year. You were making enough to live off of that?
The ad revenue was really good on JTV and Twitch back then.
Is this like a pre-roll before the stream or like a banner
It was
ad?
something, I don't remember what it was, but it was something. You might have had a commercial button even, but
yeah.
I remember my second year I made almost 100K. So my first year was probably around like 30 or 40, 50K maybe, which was better than I was, because carpet cleaning I was making like 20K.
And you were still with Rachel at this point in time?
Kind of. Our relationship was really weird. We rotated around between me living, I think initially I lived at the house, and then she lived with her mom, who was about an hour away. And then when Nathan was born, her being at the house with her mom and Nathan was kind of shitty, and dad and everybody else, so they came back to the house and I started living in like apartments around Omaha, but that got really weird because I remember I lived with one lady and her kind of boyfriend or something, and I was like living, it was like a, fuck, are they townhomes? There was like an upstairs and I lived in the apartment up there and I slept on like this like cot thing on the floor, and I remember one time I was streaming and like, I think I was shouting, I was like, oh, you motherfucker, and this woman came upstairs and she was like, how dare you use that language when my daughter's in the house? It was just like really fucking awkward.
This is on stream?
I don't know. No, I don't think that was ever on stream. Or it might have been, but those videos don't exist anymore. Because this would have been back in like 2011 or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hopped around a couple apartments in the area and it was like so awkward and weird and yeah, I don't know.
You could have just gotten your own with the money you were making?
I don't know why I didn't. Maybe I feel like I didn't make enough money for that.
Maybe you were just planning for the future of it not working.
Oh no, because I was still paying for the house. So I don't think I had. I don't think I felt like
a mortgage at the same time.
Yeah, I don't think I felt like I had the money because Rachel couldn't work while she was pregnant and she didn't have money for the full house, and I didn't want my kid's mom to be homeless. So I don't think I had enough money for the house and for a whole apartment on my own. So I would just try to live with people. I remember what I did. I ended up living with my ex-wife, I think 6 to 12 months.
She was cool with that?
I guess, yeah.
Your relationship wasn't like rekindling or whatever? You were just...
No, not at all.
You were just doing your own thing?
Yeah, somehow, yeah.
Huh. That usually doesn't work that way.
Yeah, kind of weird.
Your second year, you make 100K.
Something, yeah.
70,
I got destroyed with the tax bill on the next.
Yeah, didn't you say, oh fuck, there's some video of you talking about how like you made the money in a year and then you spent like $80,000 of it or something. And you were...
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me switch to my headphones. So there's one of that giant bugfish I need. I think I just need one more.
Money go.
Yeah, because when you're...
Hold on, give me 1 second.
This is going to be really out of touch statements, but when you go from broke to making 100K, 100K seems like $10 million. It's like $100,000. But 100,000 in a year you can blow through really fast.
What did you spend that money on? Just like
I don't know, traveling and food and just you can blow through 100K really fast if you're like eating out all the time and everything. Once you're making like, I don't know, once you're making like 250 to 500K, it's pretty hard to get rid of that money. And then once you're like making $1 million a year, you can just like spend tons of money on everything. Or for me at least, I don't run out of money because I don't buy anything besides traveling. But like 100K is like, you can set that money on fire instantly. Just like with a few plane tickets and then eating out all the time and then whatever.
Did the money keep going up from there, like gradually scaling, like 40?
Yeah, it kind of did. It was just I was always in a weird spot because I was trying to pay for my kid and my kid's mom.
How were you splitting up like your personal versus like work life? Like were you?
I don't think I had any personal life at all. I was just streaming constantly because I was a professional gamer. So I was like playing StarCraft. Like it would have been at least like 10 to 12 hours a day. Yeah. Were
you going to like take care of your kid and then coming back, or were you just like the stream god?
I think it like varied based on how me and Rachel were at the time. I don't know if these streams still exist anymore, but I know that like when kids are first born, so like you can take a baby and you put them down on a thing and you can like burrito them. So I think there are early streams of me because for early babies, if they're good babies, Nathan was a really good baby. Just like every 4 hours, they wake up and they're crying, and usually you change them, feed them, burp them, and then you lay them down again. It's like super regular. Nathan was like that. So I could just like burrito him in a blanket and then kind of like stick him on my shoulder up here, and I could just like play. And I could do that for a while. And when me and Rachel weren't fighting, I did that for a while, and that worked. But I think I was like in and out of the house based on how our relationship was at the time.
So you were on and off then?
We were always on and off, but we were also on and off in terms of like, can we live with each other without killing each other?
Was it a thing where like you were like together and you split up and see other people and then come back, or was it just like?
No, it was just chaotic, hectic. There was no organization or plan.
It was just a one-itis.
Something like that. I don't know.
Did you like really love her at the time? Want it to work out?
I mean, probably, yeah.
Probably?
I mean, as much as no offense, but as much as a 21-year-old can love.
You think your understanding of love has changed since then?
Probably, yeah. I was pretty naive at that point, yeah. But I mean, like, we had a child together, and like, I loved her as much as anybody can. Like, we had fun together, we synergized really well, we had good chemistry, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, after, or I guess while this is going on, your streaming's taking off a little bit, but at the time, you weren't a politics guy at all, which is what everyone knows you for now. You were...
So, it's very interesting to hear him talk about, like, the early days of streaming. Just because how different they are to now. And on top of that, it's very interesting to hear him talk about how, like, his living situation was back then. Because, like, back then, streaming didn't pay that much. Really. Like, at this point, you can make it... You can honestly make a living off of it, even if you're at, like, 50K subs. To be honest. But back then, being the most popular streaming and just making like a couple 100K, that's not a lot, especially compared to what the top streamers make at this point.
I mean, I've always had strong political opinions and like argued with people all the time, like growing up.
But
I wasn't
primarily
doing
you
that
were
like on
a
stream.
gamer.
Yeah.
Gamer was the guy you were. And
Yeah.
you did talk about your political opinions on stream, but it wasn't like I'm the argument debate guy. At the time, it was like I'm the StarCraft 2 guy.
Yeah.
Okay. But at a certain point, StarCraft starts falling off a little bit. And you had this conversation with, I don't know their names. I want to say one of them is like DJ or something, but it's you and a few other guys having a conversation about StarCraft, and they're debating you.
Okay.
And you're basically telling them about how StarCraft is going to fall off and you're getting the f out.
If we can't hope for Blizzard to do anything, then it's time to just switch fucking games because the audience of this game will only continue to dwindle.
Stop being a part of this community then. You should go play LoL.
Yeah, I think I just realized actually what we're gonna do. This is the plan, okay? We continue to do nothing and wait, and eventually all of the Korean players are going to be switching over to LoL because Korea is huge on that shit now. And then once they switch over, people like Idra and In Control can go back to winning tournaments. I think that's the plan right now. I love you guys very much. Peace out.
And all of them were like, you're retarded, you're going to fall out, your career is going to die. And my understanding is that within a few years, those guys were like, not really heard of anymore.
Yeah, I think I kind of saw where things were going. I don't know why I've always had a good eye for like internet content or trends or whatever, and I could kind of tell that like StarCraft was about to fall off, and that was kind of unfathomable at the time because StarCraft was like the top dog.
Was it still really popular at the time?
It was, yeah, it was doing really well, yeah. But it was really obvious that like League of Legends was gonna start to come up and take over. And that was just a lot of people couldn't see that for some reason. And then I got into an argument with some people over it, and they all kind of made fun of me for it. And I was like, okay, whatever.
So you quit StarCraft, you do other games, but after StarCraft, there was never like a game that was like your.
No, I tried to find them. Like I played a lot of League of Legends, but I don't think I could ever go pro in that. I tried Overwatch for a while, but I only did that for like a few months. I was like, I don't think I can. Yeah,
Were you good at video games?
I was a semi-pro gamer. I was like good at video games.
But you weren't good enough to like be pro forever. You weren't, right?
I mean, I was like, that's why I say I was semi-pro. At my best, I could maybe take a game off of anybody in the world.
Destiny, thanks very much for joining us, and congratulations on IPL Season 2 qualification.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And with more time spent playing the game, I gradually got better and better, and I think I'm getting close to where I can compete at a really high level.
But like, I don't think I would have won a series against most people.
No.
It wouldn't surprise me like lifetime winnings in StarCraft 2 were. My guess would be probably less than $5,000. It wasn't much, but I'd always focused on the streaming end of things more than just the practice end of things. So like my main money was always through streaming. So even though my tournament winnings weren't good, I like prioritized my streaming over like my pro gaming practice.
On stream, were you mostly talking about video games, or was it like personality, lifestyle, current events stuff?
It was always a combination of stuff. Like it was video games, but all the other stuff was always mixed in. That's I think what got people endeared to me rather than just like a StarCraft player. It was like more me the person.
Back then, were you doing like variety content, or was it like were you like reacting to things and like reading things, or was it mostly just like you gaming?
I think it was just gaming, non-stop gaming, yeah.
When did that change?
Yeah, I don't know, maybe around 2016, I think.
Before 2016, you were gaming pretty much.
I think mainly. I'm sure people were like watching YouTube videos and stuff a little bit prior to that, but
Why was that election important to you? Why did that change everything?
I just thought the conversation was so bad, and I was like, oh, like maybe I can contribute a little bit. Maybe
Why was it bad?
Just people like not talking factually about literally anything. It was wild. Like people just saying like the most crazy, random, wild statements about economics or finance without knowing anything about like taxes or economies, or people saying weird like things that just seemed like really dumb. I was like,
were conservatives doing that?
I think everybody was, but especially everything like surrounding Trump was like really dumb.
Did your viewership fall off because people came there for video games?
I'd already emerged more as like a personality than just like a video game person, because I lost a lot of people that followed me just for StarCraft when I played League, and then from League I was like kind of starting to talk about and do other things. So. Yeah.
Did your viewership decrease, like, with each one of these, you take, like, a little hit?
From StarCraft to League, I took a big hit, but then from League onwards, I just kind of, like...
Do you remember, like, how many you were getting live on StarCraft versus League?
I want to say from StarCraft, maybe 5 to 8K, maybe? And then I think League was anywhere from, like, 1.5 to 3K.
Ooh, a third.
So I think we're actually going to call it there, and then we're going to finish this tomorrow, I think, actually. But this was fun. I'm probably going to cut up some of this and put it in smaller videos. But yeah, other than that, I appreciate you all hanging out. I hope you enjoyed this newer type of stream. We'll see how it goes. See how people end up liking it. If people like it, I might do more of these where I'm kind of reacting to videos while I'm playing, that type of thing. Other than that, I appreciate you all. I'll see you all tomorrow night. I'm not quite sure what we'll play yet, but we'll see. You have a great rest of your night. I'll talk to you later. Like, and don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the concept, all that fun stuff. Share the video, all that jazz. I will talk to y'all later.